Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to our show. You guys are doing well. I'm having a wonderful day. We're late today because we just finished filming a Blood Moon, which was fucking phenomenal. So yeah, so we're back. We're back at 4 o'clock. That's when I'm gonna end up my dailies. So once again, super excited about this. Oh, fucking 750, dude. Fucking 750. Fucking 750. That is amazing. Good. Okay. Okay, for 10 days. I think I made a mistake. Why? Well, simply put, there's only 4 more. Okay, so that's easy to check out. Okay, so we're at 24. I got 5, that's 29. That is 29. Okay, so now if I have 29, now the good thing is we got my perks very high level. Okay, so 29. The magic number is 29. Yeah, so we're gonna have 30 here. That's 30. Shit. That is 30, but I can finish it tomorrow. And over here with the crown, what do we have? We have 27, we have 30. Okay, so I lost one. No, not a big deal. Not a big deal. 5. That's good. That is good. That is really good. 5, 80, 30, 10. And we got what? If you were looking for, we got this 24 million, 15 gem, 40 token, 50 bits. Holy. 40 million, 30 gem, 80 tokens, 100 bits. I got 100. Okay. 155. Critical factor. Tower health. Let's just do the tower background to get more cash. We lost one of the quests, but it's not a big deal because at the end of the day, I'll be able to do everything and anything. Fuck, today we're a bit late, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a shower. I have a couple of videos to film. Then I'm gonna be watching one video. I'm gonna be doing some clips, and that's about it. Good. Okay, so hello everyone. Hope y'all are well. Okay, good. Okay, so I haven't touched wave replenishment, but the new top harmony vault is auto restart run. Max workshop. At loading. Wait, what? Auto restart. High wave with intro speed are gonna be nuts. I got 6 in champ, which only if I for my lowest in a while, but my highest placement. Congrats, Bract. Ouch. Okay. Auto start for Dead Defy mission overnight. You will sharp farm at highest wave. it out once again. Legend. And I'm still at 45 days after running at 1.5. We're supposed to fill 90 days by tomorrow. 90 days? What the fuck? Go start the app when you have no connection. What? 90 days. Sheesh. That's 3 months. Almost done with lab speed. Yeah, lab speed might just be the longest to research and is supposed to make the other faster. Slowest. So slowest. Beautiful irony flood. Come on, at 84 by damage and crit are 91 and counting. Whoa. $85, yeah. The same as this guy. We have members. Congrats, everyone, for achieving for this week's meter. We are on a roll. 2 days left. With 2 days left, so it's kinda generous. Okay. Five. That's good. That's really good. Okay. Defense. Good. Okay. Now. Is okay, so what is it? Okay, that's odd. found my old radio. Okay. Now, okay. So you're supposed to do what? It's what today? Let's say 4. Okay. Okay. No. Now I got 3 hours to play the game. It's Sanyo radio. Okay, that's it. Should I get my old radio to work? Okay, I'm good. Okay, so now this is gonna be nice, dude. As man Holy shit. Ow. Face. No, 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 no.
I held off on watching it for a while because I didn't want to have any unsubstantiated claims or anything like that. It's a big video. Ethan's been putting this out for a while, and guys, promises made, promises kept. I said I was going to watch it, here we are. It's a bonfire.
There you go. So now we're watching we're watching what? We're watching Cotton Cop with HC Cotton Nuke with Afan gonna react.
Jesus, that was bad. Man. Why am I making this?
Oh, hi there. It's me, your old friend, Ethan Klein. It's been a while since we've last spoken. In that time, I've had 3 kids, all boys. I've lost 100 pounds, and I've pissed off 75% of the internet.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of you guys too. You're talking about there at the NRA game that's today in Texas. So I should watch it. Oh yeah, and I got a tattoo also, so. Oh wow. That now. Left or right, I always thought that, despite our differences, there was one thing we could all agree on. And what was that? That we love America. And everything she stands
That's
for.
right.
That's right.
Sure, there's plenty to criticize and endless things. I thought it was about making a purpose union. Not tearing it down. The thing is, there's something kind of scary to it in America. Communism.
That's my shirt.
I started a show a couple of years ago with my acquaintance, Hassan Piker. You might remember such classics as
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it, I'm saying it. Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers in the video game. Sorry. Holy shit. That's not what I said.
You Dumb Garbage, and of course, the Leftovers podcast.
Which was actually. I remember the show happened and people really liked it. It's crazy that went so long.
Goof on the antics of the right. Now, to be clear, I threw out all these edgy, controversial jokes at the time we made the show together, because who am I to judge?
You're such a fine being playful today.
I was just going to say, if there's another Holocaust, if they start rounding up the Jews together, I hope Ben gets. He presents himself as someone like me, a left-wing Democrat who supports basic things. And we went on making the show for about 2 years, and everything was good. Everyone was having fun, the audience was having fun, no problem. That was until this happened. We were doing our regular show, and for the first time I noticed an inordinate amount of radical, hardcore leftists. I mean, I thought we were social democrats, not whatever this was. I also don't hate the idea of like people who can be successful. I think it's good that people can achieve success.
That's going to make a lot of furries really upset. I don't know why he would say that.
The term monetary success, I mean, that's what I mean, right? I do. You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Because I see so many people in the chat saying no.
I don't know what y'all are tripping about. What the fuck you?
What is that? Yeah, that's
you guys
what I'm looking for.
You guys are all like radical communists. There's that many radical communists.
I think that people just get mad about that. People just get mad because they see somebody making a bunch of money with some bullshit that they don't think they should be able to make that money with. It's really not that deep.
Chat. You're watching it.
I think most people's politics is just like whatever is in their best interest.
And then this happened. This comment from Hassan really started to sound some alarms in my head.
Yep.
You're a socialist country with multiple parties, and one of the parties is the capitalist party,
Yep.
which would surely exist.
Yep.
What would you do if that party started gaining momentum?
The solution to that would always be education and offering more
Re-education.
re-education, certainly. Yeah, there should be an enforcement mechanism, and in that enforcement mechanism, I think like rehabilitation, which would include re-education as well.
Capitalism, re-education camps, is disturbing enough. I started to notice that.
You can't go and say that. I mean, you can't re-educate people. Like, that is insane, bro. Like, what? How do you say that? How do you say? That's what China does? Yes. That's what so many of these places say. Yeah, we China now. Exactly. It's crazy.
Was carrying a lot of water for communist states, war crimes, and genocides.
What do you call Crimea? I call it a part of Russian territory, bitch. That's what I call Crimea. I call it Crimea River, a Russian river. The annexation of Crimea is absolutely justifiable annexation. Tibet was literally a fucking feudal slave mandate, like.
I was so I did them a favor.
That was what I mean. In America, when I say something like this, people get very upset. You know, we talk about the Dalai Lama saying something like Tang or whatever, but like that's not far from the norm in fucking normal Tibetan existence before the Communist Party came in and
China unilaterally took over Tibet.
Like,
what's their culture? They basically are trying to homogenize the culture.
If your culture,
They're trying to slowly
the part of the warlord and slavery, abolishing that, yes, I do think that is good.
China did that.
That sounds familiar. That does. Wow. Sounds very familiar. This is a good way to describe Taiwan as well. The American federal government going to the fucking south and killing, unfortunately not all of them, but a decent amount of slavers and defenders of slavery. This is violent retribution from a powerful federal government that squashed
Okay.
But that is the South in the Civil War.
Yes.
And most disturbingly,
How about that? Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I remember that part. Yeah.
complete whitewashing of the Chinese genocide against their Muslim minority group, the Uyghurs. Remember they have Uyghur death camps? Is that
It's not that. They were.
It's not a death camp. Yeah, they die in the camp, but it's not a death. It's not for the purpose of killing them. It's just this happens.
Re-education camps.
Yeah.
And they're no longer in operation.
Is that
According
real?
to the Associated Press.
Okay. I saw the documentary, and I don't know. I don't know the surrounding narratives.
Right, exactly.
But it was about there was doctors in the area. They would be able to procure organs.
No, that's not.
No, I mean, they were in China.
Okay, that one is like Shen Yun.
But
That
we
one's
can
gone.
get you an organ from a Uyghur.
We did that with black people back in the day. Mainly with their teeth.
But
Yeah.
is that really that crazy?
The Associated Press quietly fucking wrote an article that.
By the way, historically, looking back on it, that's considered like kind of an L. Yeah, most people don't look positively on that anymore.
Your coverage mainstream media about how like, okay, well, all the concentration camps have been closed now. It's like all the re-education camps are closed now in fucking Xinjiang. And it's like very different vibes in Xinjiang. And now, it's the tourism hour.
Let's see what the Associated Press actually had to say about this. These are all
I think that to an extent it is true that China is becoming more democratic, it seems, and probably less authoritarian over time, especially as it becomes more globalist. But to act like it's not like that at all is crazy.
the articles from the last 2 years.
Okay.
Independent body reports China committed genocide in Xinjiang. China sanctioned
Fenyo,
The U.S. research firm and 2 individuals over
alarm,
Oh, okay.
clock,
research firm and 2 individuals over a report
iPod.
of violations in Xinjiang.
It's the tourism hour.
To China's fury, UN accuses Beijing of Uyghur rights abuses.
Tourism hour.
Uyghur County in China has the highest prison rate in the world. Wow, and 25 people is in a Chinese prison.
It's the tourism hour.
I put docking.
48 Uyghurs detained in
Well,
Thailand.
they're going to tourism. If the tourist result is the jail. Yeah,
They do have one of them.
Hunger strike over China deportation. Oh my God.
Was 11 years on hunger strike to protest their imminent deportation to China, where they face imprisonment or execution. Not only does this AP article seem not to exist, reading the AP proves exactly the opposite. The Sun has happily eaten up Chinese propaganda on this and has regurgitated it to the mainstream. Why is he defending China's genocide of their Muslim population? How does this even make sense?
It only makes sense. It doesn't seem like it's a good idea to me.
And if A, he's being paid, or B, he has the political complexities of a 5-year-old. I know America Bad is a meme that people laugh at online, but with Hassan, this does actually seem to be the beginning and the end of his analysis.
Two principles. Let me explain to you. Two principles that you should keep with you. Coming from a person who's Turkish, okay? When you look at the situation in the Middle East, you look at what the local government is and who the Western forces are. Never align with the Western forces.
Oh, it
When I look
is.
at other countries, I look at a regional actor, whoever the regional power player is, and I look at who is backed by the Western superpowers. That's a
I
principle.
would say the people that are wrong are the people that are going to kill civilians.
May also be liking this. Yes, I will also like this. This is my own video.
People you can take home with you. You want to actually be moral, or you want to be smart about the way you analyze other countries.
Holy shit, they promote my videos.
All of a sudden, magically,
Whoa.
on your foreign policy analysis, you're better off than 90% of people that look at the situation.
After seeing all of this, I was already getting uncomfortable with
There's
it.
like a degree of that I kind of agree with. Like the U.S. shouldn't be involved in like fucking around in the Middle East. But like to act like the people that are there are always doing the right thing is kind of a little bit simple. Right? It's obviously an oversimplification.
I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is. And then this happened.
Oh, here we go.
Breaking news out of Israel this morning where Hamas has launched a surprise attack within Israel's borders overnight.
After the shock of October 7th, I noticed a huge increase of anti-Semitic comments from Hassan's stream and Discord, including from his head on. I was disturbed that Hassan was seemingly okay with this. When you do you care that your chat is calling you racist? Do you make any attempt to
I have not looked at my chat.
moderate
I
that
have
out?
not looked at my chat at all.
I'm resulting in a moderate. Do you care at all about what your audience is
There's
about?
32,000 people here right now.
I'm just trying to tell you guys how it feels. And I'm fucking shocked that you don't care if people in your chat are saying who the fuck is this child.
And if I love you, like, there's
There's
so
a moderate.
much I can do.
You'd be surprised when your Discord is literally full of fucking.
Ethan, I love you, there's so much I can do if you're making that argument. You know that, right? Like,
The Hassan's chat had been calling me a Zionist, baby killing genocide. Maybe it is unreasonable that I'm asking him to moderate his chat for a friend.
He doesn't even, it's impossible to get rid of all the messages. Like it definitely is. But you gotta have some level of crowd control, right?
Know where I'm coming from because it's not
You know, yeah, and it's like this is kind of the thing. And I am going to try to come at this from like a reasonable perspective, right? And I know that might upset some people because people like this is obviously a very negative Hassan video, but I think there is some validity in saying that yes, I can't moderate my entire chat of people spamming this video. There's a gray area in between. Oh my God.
absolutely bananas over random dumb shit. And reading my name up for no fucking reason. That you were just allowing that shit to run random in your chat. And I know that's fucked up. And if I love you, like, there's so much I can do. Especially as someone who thought
The problem is like both of these things are true. There are streamers that let hate run rampant in their chat, but it's also true that the streamer isn't responsible for every message in their chat. Both things are true.
That's true.
we move on. Right? I think that's a reasonable expectation for someone.
And I think also people frame the conversation in a direction that's beneficial towards them at the time.
Consider me friend. The problem with that he was pro-Palestinian because I share a lot of those views and I've been a stalwart supporter of the Palestinian cause for many years. The problem with this uncovered and a lot of people like it was their complete lack of empathy for the Jewish people who were frankly slaughtered like a mob. Who refused to get from of empathy for the Jewish victims who lived in the United States.
I think these people actually do like a huge disservice to their cause because like it's very obvious that it's a bad idea to go and like kill random civilians at like some festival. And I think that you have a lot of people that are like very hateful and like extremely toxic and hostile. Like this is just the way. I mean, after 9/11, like everybody was like turn the the Middle East into blacks, right? Like and so we do have this thing here. I think that in the long run, people like this will end up damaging any cause or any sort of sympathy that people would have for the native indigenous peoples there because of how extreme they're saying. And I think that it already has. And that's the problem is that you
take a cause that in some cases is sympathetic, and then you defend things inside of that cause that shouldn't be defensible, and then you alienate people against the cause entirely. Do you see kind of what's happening there? And I think this is what happens in a lot of cases where when different movements and organizations are able to control their extremism and like their extremist parts, they end up becoming taken over and defined by that extremism. And I think that in that definition, they end up getting repudiated and ignored because they were unable to control that extremism.
Yeah, okay. Like, I don't understand the people you on the comment. You're not comfortable about it. I don't think about it.
It's obviously bad, and it's easy to say that killing civilians is bad, it's evil, and the people with it are bad, evil people and they're terrorists. That's it. I think that there's also a huge difference when you're talking about targeting civilians versus civilians being killed as collateral. So when you're targeting civilians, there's really no excuse for that. Killing civilians as collateral is tragic, but that's what happens in wars. Like, this is just simply, it's just common sense.
I said he and Dottie barely thought of Israelis as humans, but this dude just called babies military.
No, I understand, and there are baby settlements in New York, there are baby settlements as well, there are babies in settlements.
Part of running defense for Hamas is downplaying the violence.
The thing is that the problem is that saying that babies in settlement is, it's not bad on its own, but it's bad when you create a framework that settlers are bad, and settlers, because they're bad, it's okay to do bad things against them, which then justifies doing bad things against those people. You see, kind of like, it's not necessarily the individual action, it's the kind of cause and effect that that action makes. Both sides are targeting civilians. I don't think that, like, I mean, I'm not a big Israel fan either. Like, I'm not gonna, like, if you tell me that Israel did something really bad, I'm not gonna say, oh, well, like, it wasn't that bad. No, I would say the exact same thing. That's like, it's not like Israel's, like, what I'm saying is if they do or if they don't, in a theoretical circumstance, if they did, I would massively condemn that. That would be equally horrible. It's so easy, it's so easy to be reasonable about this, isn't it? How is it hard to be reasonable about this?
The sexual violence, which he's done a lot of.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen, arms happen, like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. So, that's the other part of this problem that many people that can't contend with, like, the Palestinian resistance is not perfect. They're not like, I don't think it's really a, like, you're not resisting somebody, like, when you're raping, like, this isn't resistance, is it? Like, what is this? So good, they have magical bullets. They're not perfect, they're not, like, so good, they have magical bullets. So some of these first, male survivor recounts rapes at the hands of Hamas terrorists. They pin you to the ground if you try to resist, they take off your clothes and lie back against the body. Sounds pretty bad. Oh, shit. I mean, I can easily see this happening, right? I mean, like, this is what's been happening for thousands of years, right? I mean, like, you can easily expect this to happen. It's been happening forever.
Of course, if you compare the raw numbers, Gazans have lost a lot more than Israelis. 40,000 people have died, and neighborhoods have been completely flattened during this war. And while we should keep their plight at the top of our minds at all times, it also doesn't mean that we should disregard the lives of the Jewish people who are also affected by this. Even if,
I think this is a reasonable perspective to have, and I think that most people probably see it this way. And I think that the language and the rhetoric of, like, the baby settlers, the, you know, not caring about the rapes, or thinking that it's a revolution when you're killing civilians, I think that what that does is that radicalizes people, and it actually makes them less sympathetic to the civilians that are in Gaza that have been killed. I think it makes people way less sympathetic to them. And I feel like it's been massively counterproductive. And like after seeing this happen over the year, I've seen how people's perspectives has changed and shifted, and I think that I think it's observable that that's happened. They're hurting their cause. They are. They're hurting their cause.
their suffering on the whole is not as great. Some of you may know that I'm an Israeli dual citizen. My wife is Israeli. My kids are half Israeli.
Yeah.
And my entire in-law is Israeli. I lived there for 5 years, and I grew a closeness with the country and its people. One of the biggest issues between me, Hassan, and his community was that I'm in favor of a two-state solution, while they are in favor of a one-state solution. Their theory is that after the October 7th attack, Israel should just dissolve its borders and let Hamas enter Israel unrestrained. What do you think Israel should have done in response to October 7th?
Instead of Israeli bombing Gaza, and the first time what would have happened? Like, I mean, let's ask the obvious question, right? What would have happened if Hamas had done that to people in China?
Okay, so you're saying Israel in response, hold on, you're saying in response to this terrorist attack, Israel should have dismantled their own government.
First action would be to democratically take Netanyahu out of power, yes.
The problem is that Israel's been at war with its neighbors for 70 plus years, and it makes a lot of sense that there be some distrust there. Is it really insane to think that Jews, as an ethnic minority in Israel, would not be safe? After all, Israel is a country of refugees. If the Jews didn't come from Europe after the Holocaust, they came from the surrounding Arab countries that expelled them in massive amounts following the 1948 war. In fact, there were more Jews displaced than Palestinians during the Nakba. 1 million Jews.
All of this, by the way, I don't really have like a lot of, I don't know all the history of this, so it's hard really for me to say this is true, that's not true. So I'm just gonna, I can let it play out. People want to talk about it in the comments, they can talk about it in the comments or chat, but that's it.
Surrounding Arab countries had vibrant Jewish communities and huge hundreds of thousands.
Now, like, I've seen the demographic change percentages and stuff like that, but I don't know, like, kind of the fine print there. Is what I'm really trying to get at.
Look at them. You're looking at close to, if not literally, 0 Jews left in these countries. Just to give you an idea, here's a visual representation of the Jewish refugees.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Morocco had 265,000 Jews. Now it has 2,000. Algeria had 140,000. Now it has about 50. Iraq had 150,000 Jews. Now 10. And I went with a special.
We lost some of the footage, but not too much.
I mean, are you kind of like giving away his position, man? Like, damn, they haven't found him yet? Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Dude, we know
Snitching him out.
He's the one Afghan Jew. They were forced to leave their homes, their lives, their property, and migrate to the only place in the world that would accept them, which was Israel. The irony of this whole situation is that after the 1948 war, when Israel won the war to declare its independence, the Arab countries got super anti-Semitic against their own Jewish citizenry that had nothing to do with Israel. And as a result, it kicked them all out, 1 million plus of them, and forced them to go to the one place they hated the most, Israel. And now those same people who had their homes are telling them they don't belong there. So if the Jews of Israel are surrounded by Islamic militant terrorist groups that have stated their goal is to annihilate Israel as a Jewish.
They really do that? They call him Elon? That's crazy. Wow.
State, considering the historical context of Jews being pogromed from Arab countries, is it really crazy for them to not feel safe as an ethnic minority, even a little bit? And that's pretty much the entirety of our disagreement. Despite us being on TikTok and Twitter, I've donated
For Twitter.
to Palestinian charity after the war started.
Hey, Ethan Klein, thank you for the dono. Ethan Klein gave $6,500. My go. Thank you, Ethan.
Condemned Netanyahu as a war criminal. They're led by Netanyahu, who should resign disgrace and go to prison for being
I think this is what the problem is that a lot of people, I think, are sympathetic to Palestinians, and I don't even think a lot of people like Netanyahu either. But the problem is that it seems like the side of people like that are very extremist are not even willing to give any ground. And I think that what that does is it radicalizes people in the opposite position, and it ends up hurting the people that are living there more than if people could just find the common ground that maybe there are bad actors in both of these different governments, and working towards the best solution for the actual civilians and citizens there is what should be the goal, not trying to justify or make excuses for each different type of government killing civilians is right. I feel like it almost to me, and this is going to be business conspiracy, right? It almost feels to me like there's an intentional disinformation campaign where the goal is to destabilize people's perspectives in order to prevent people from seeing that there's very obviously a huge problem here. And I feel like most reasonable people can see that. That's not a conspiracy. Yeah, that's just how I feel about it, right?
Well, all the West Bank settlements and abomination. Settlers in the West Bank are religious zealots, they're monsters, they're genocidal. You consider the West Bank settlers are valid military targets. When you talk about like colonial settlers and stuff like that, what's actually happening in the West Bank right now. And these people are more or less valid military targets, in my opinion. My only crime is wanting a two-state solution instead of one, and thinking it's not okay to kill Israeli civilians. That's it. That's why they're calling me a Nazi Zionist.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, that's what I thought.
That's good.
That's it, of course.
Ouch.
That's why they call me a Nazi Zionist. And because of a song and others spreading this malicious lie about my beliefs, I'm even getting harassed from
I feel like it's Nazi Zionist. I feel like that's like the people that were calling Obama a atheist Muslim. It really, I mean, like, it's just the same. It's the same group of people. It's so fucking retarded. It's amazing. It's a Nazi moron. Yes.
I like Palestine. I like Palestine. No, you don't. Why do you say that? Because, well, you're the... Oh, is Palestine not here? Yeah. Oh, then that's great. And
Well, oh, he's
oh, he's
yeah,
that's sad. That's terrorism, bro. Huge one. That's sad. Feel bad for the guy. Get the flag for your public spot, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist. You look like a fucking rapist.
just over the internet. By the way, my understanding is that there's like mandatory military service. It's like 3 years for men and 2 for women if you're an Israeli citizen. So like being in the IDF isn't like some sort of criticism. It's like if you live in Israel, you are compelled to do that. Like you have to do that. It's not like she signed up. She's like, I hate Palestinians. I want to go and kill them. You had to do this.
Feel bad for you guys. Get the flag for your public spot, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist, bro. I'm tired of all this coward. America's
This guy.
South. Act like it's so tough. Oh, America. You don't play your own country.
Hold on, let me guess who runs the country. Let me guess.
Don't blood your own country.
I would never guess. No, I'm not going to say the name, the group that the doctor was a part of.
I love you.
I'm so sorry, bro. I love you, bro. I'm so sorry. I love you, bro. This guy's a psycho. It's just like, and the problem is that, and this is kind of what the issue is that I think that there are a lot of reasonable Americans that do have a lot of criticism for how much the U.S. pushes Israel and how much we support Israel.
I lost a couple of minutes. It's not that bad, but still.
Alienate people who have a
Because
reasonable
I'm trying to.
and a well, like just a moderate perspective on that, and they turn it into like some kind of like weird fucking anti-Semitic, bullshit, basically.
I'm trying to understand.
And the funny thing about
Do you see my point though, right? About how these people's extremism ends up being counterproductive to their goals. Because like that's what my point is with like all these things.
I don't like terrorism. I don't like terrorists. If they're Jews, Christians,
Terrorism is in the chapter terrorism.
is intentionally targeting civilian population for political goals.
Yeah, that's bad. Wow.
None of it. And over time, I started to learn that my co-host, he really likes terrorists.
Speaking of musicals, they're very musical people. I know, are you being serious? Dog, wait, look, you think I've seen this gun?
Poor Nick. Poor Nick. Caught in the middle. He has no idea.
Listen, she just in the music video, so I didn't take out these ships. They started targeting ships. People on this helicopter now? Yes, they're streaming this? Yeah. Yeah, they're flexing. What? They're coming out with guns. Yeah, but you don't understand this.
That's not really fair though, right? Because like, a lot of the reasons why they take over these ships is because the ships dock in ports that don't allow people to be armed. So like, I don't really think this is really like flexing on them because it's like you're basically like, I mean, it's like you're pay to win, flexing on free to play. Like these people don't even have guns. It's not even a fair fight. Yeah, it's like they're kidnapping the ship. Yes. It's like this isn't the Pirates of the Caribbean.
We think that Luffy
It's a lot of yes.
doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that Hezbollah is a dark military organization.
You like it or no?
I don't have an issue with them. Let's just say. But they are a terrorist organization. Like, they are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well, he is regarded as a pretty brilliant person.
Yeah, it's kind of like you don't need to like. And the thing is that this guy, I will give Hassan credit. Both Hassans here. I've heard this guy speak. I think he's pretty smart too. I might disagree with him. I might think he's wrong, but he's a well-educated, smart guy. It's the same thing I said about the Nazis.
Whoa.
He was, oh yeah, they killed this guy. It was like what, 6 months ago or so. He sounds smart, yeah. Well, because I remember, so the first time that I heard about this guy is whenever I played the game Twitch or Terrorist. And I kept seeing all these comments that were like really well spoken, and it was from this fucking guy. And so I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Who is this guy? So I looked at some of this stuff he said, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I can see that, yeah. Well, he's well spoken. Yes, that was the worst part. Is that in the Twitch or Terrorist thing, if the comment was very well spoken and it was like informed by like historical context, I'm like, oh yeah, it's this guy that probably said it. I don't know
In terms of like everything that he's done,
Then I saw videos like this where Hassan is explaining how he's hiding his power level to funnel Indian armies into radicalization.
I think that in the short term, in order to combat against that, you have to advocate for a much lighter form
propaganda. If you want America, in the way that I feel, if you want America to get out of the way for places with more revolutionary potential to do what they would normally do, I think that, you know, one thing you have to do is.
But anyway, just to make sure that, like, I was not supporting the guy, and I think that it is kind of problematic. It's like if you're referring to Hitler as an Austrian painter, everybody knows what you're trying to do. Everybody knows it. Everybody gets it. What are we doing? He was though, right? He was. But technically,
Is advocate for a lighter form, well, simultaneously still doing actually propaganda that it goes beyond. Right.
I just want to put emphasis on the exact point of the so-called radicalization funnel, where, for example, Hassan and JP catch them all they say, and then we start moving into this new one.
this does sound very bad because basically what he's saying is that he is acting as like a funnel for people to become even more radicalized.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it sounds very bad.
It's through the funnel, get more radicalized. No, you're part in the funnel for the cause, or whatever fucking how you're doing. I know this is being a great thing for the cause. Now listen to Hassan during our very first conversation, lied to me about how he's a social democrat to hide his power level.
We should move towards a Sweden-style economy or a Norway-style economy, which would be a social democracy. You have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda with robust social safety nets.
Full legalization.
Which the thing is that I agree with that. That's the thing. It's a lot of people that were critical of me. It's people that are critical of me because I defended this on a lot of cases. It's because I do that and I say, yeah, I agree. True.
Catch them all they say.
And protections for workers like higher unionization.
But that's where it stops. I don't agree with the funnel. I just think that that's good.
Right, a lighter form, well, simultaneously still doing actually propaganda that it goes beyond. I guess.
Now, he's proclaimed it loudly that he is a self-described propagandist.
No, I'm propaganda. No, I'm not propaganda. No, just saying. I'm saying I am. Okay, well, I'm saying I am. I just want to like.
Propagandist is much more than someone with a bias. It's someone who knowingly lies to further their political agenda, and then have a terrifying vision. Was Hassan presenting a term force in my community where he was just a left-wing Democrat? As he said in the previous video, was funneling them into radicalization and turning them against me.
Liberals are so easy to manipulate people on fucking planet, dude.
I learned how much he hates liberals.
No, I hate liberals, dude. I hate them so viciously.
Did he secretly despise me this whole
I'm
time?
sorry, dude, I hate liberals so much.
Did this man sit next to me for 2 years and pretend to be my friend?
Dude, liberals are burning on this planet, dude.
Liberals are the most like scummy, vile. Why are liberals bad? I'm confused. Why are they bad? Yeah, I didn't understand that.
These liberals are incredibly stupid. We hate these petulant liberals.
Well, to be fair.
I'm fucking liberals.
What else is someone this sociopathic capable of?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet.
Was I being manipulated so hard? That was my fear anyway. Regardless of his true beliefs, that broke my trust in him, and that pretty much ended the show immediately. And I felt guilty for my participation in mainstreaming.
I think probably what happened is that basically a lot of Hassan's audience were the people that were like super hardcore, like basically pro terrorism and like pro October 7th, and they viewed Ethan, and because his wife was from Israel, they viewed them as like ideological enemies, and that alienated Ethan. That's effectively what happened. That's like, I mean, if I'm looking at this from an outside perspective, that's what I think, that's what seems like is what happened. They went super hard on her? Yeah, basically.
Hassan. And for that, I apologize. I should have done more research. I should have looked more deeply into who I was getting in bed with before they gave me chlamydia. Sorry. Over the past year since the show ended, I continue to watch Hassan platform, promote, and propagandize terrorist organizations. And every time it happened on Twitch, I would say, man, this time surely he went too far.
And keep in mind that promoting the terrorist stuff is explicitly stated against TOS. And it's even against TOS in the context of education. It's explicitly stated. You understand his video saying here, if you have a video to fabricate a message you want to say, I can do the same thing with another person, so it goes to use the video, or ironic, some are real. I think that there is a degree, and I think that you bring up a good point, that Ethan clearly is a biased actor, and you should look at every clip that he provides of Hassan saying these things and look at it with a grain of salt. I think that that's a completely valid perspective to have, and that's totally fair to say, and that's why I'm not going off the handles on any one specific thing or whatever. I think there's a confluence of things that are coming together collectively.
I want to do something, but as time went on, nothing happened, and his views got more and more radical and more disturbing.
I think this was a big mistake. Twitch probably, and I think this is an issue that Twitch is having, is that I think that there's going to be an extreme radical political event that happens in the next 6 months to 12 months. And when that extreme radical political moment happens, you're going to have a lot of extremist rhetoric on the platform that Twitch won't know how to deal with because they've allowed it to get to this bad of an extreme. And that rhetoric will become made mainstream by people talking about how problematic it is, and it's going to cause a mass advertiser exodus, and it will effectively end up nuking Twitch. That's what I think is going to happen.
After mainstream, someone like
And by the way, when it does happen, everybody in leadership on Twitch is going to get hurt. They should have nipped this in the bud over a year ago. But they let things radicalize and get so bad that now it's almost impossible to get rid of it. And also, I think one of the big problems is that some of the sympathizers are people that work at Twitch themselves.
to take this on, and so it was war. Nuclear war.
I stand before you following the footsteps of intellectual giants like this American simple man.
Now, I think Hassan's done a really good job mainstreaming himself and like, getting involved in like, different interviews and stuff. I respect it a lot. Because, like, for me, I'm very much more, like, closed off, and I don't like to do that kind of stuff. I can respect that. I think he's done a great job at it.
And he understands Joe right from wrong.
Yeah, I do think that influential for adults being pretty unique.
And there are babies that
Okay. I didn't know. All right. I guess that's the intro. Okay. Give me a minute. I need to use the bathroom. All right, that's the intro. Holy shit. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Thank you. ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. ExpressVPN is an app that lets you change your location. Let's see what you can do with this power. We can set up for Netflix from a different country, but why would you want to do that? It was $14. It's now $3.66.
Wow.
Okay, what even gets better than that? Netflix and all the streaming apps have different catalogs for each region. So let's say, for example, I want to watch Dragon Ball Z, bro, but it's not available in the USA. It's like, all you need to do is switch locations to Canada, refresh, and boom, that easy and fast Dragon Ball Z time. I use these websites to help find what you're looking for because I can show you market, show you which region to connect to. The content I have access to is insane. It's super easy to use. It's an app you connect to, and then you pick which country you want to connect to. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Go to expressvpn.com/H3HC for 4 free months, or scan the QR code or go to the link in the description. Thank you so much to ExpressVPN. And now, back to our program. Meanwhile, at Twitch HQ, the marketing team is strapped.
Here we go. All right. Now, I'm going to be honest. What's going on in Israel and Palestine? I got a general idea, but I got pretty generic opinions about that. Now we're getting into the part that I'm interested in. Here we go.
They're testing a new advertising vertical. My friends at Twitch headquarters, the executives, the influencers, Hassan, nice to see you, Frogan. Oh, front row. I am here to present to you an extraordinarily exciting opportunity. We have not tapped this market yet, but don't panic. Okay, because you're going to want to panic when I tell you, but listen and learn. Who's billions of dollars eager to spend it? And what's people are too cowardly to reach out and take the money? Who's us? Terrorism. Terrorism. Twitch is perfect. You can broadcast it straight to the veins of 18 to 35-year-old men. So here's what I would suggest.
Okay.
Hassan Piker.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get drinks after the show. No, you. He's such a beer.
Sounds pretty good.
You. Give it up for Hassan Piker, buddy. Happy birthday.
So I'm terrorist.
This dude can package anti-Semitism and anti-Americanism like nobody else. In fact, you guys got him on the front page. And he's doing terrorism for free. It's basic.
Even as somebody who's a very big fan of America, I think America's the best country in the world. I do think that you should be able to package anti-Americanism however you want. I think that is freedom of speech. In the same way that it's okay to burn a flag. Maybe not anti-Semitism because it's hate against a group of people, but hate against the nation I think is totally fair. I think criticism against the country is totally fair. I think one of the most American things to do is to be able to criticize America. That's my perspective.
Well, gentlemen and young ladies, Brogan, you
Oh, yeah, first time, boys.
Hey, girl, you look good. Great job on that hair tier list.
How did that one? I didn't see this. They're really fucked up with it. How did you think this was okay to do? Like, how did you think that you could go to TwitchCon and do a race tier list? What a big mistake.
That was good. How much we get for that? We got 10 million for that. That's what I'm talking about. We're talking about Twitch. Here's the thing. With help from people like Hassan, terrorism is like in the eyes of the beholder, right?
Yeah.
They're not terrorists. They're go ahead.
Freedom fighters.
Go ahead. He goes, freedom fighters, guys. We are fighting for freedom. What about the rest of the burgers? Don't mention that.
Yeah.
Sorry. Another one. The resistance isn't perfect. Right? Get across some eggs, man. Hassan, you know socials didn't buy you that car.
And I think also everybody acknowledges that for thousands of years there have been rapes and brutalizations of civilians in the acts of war. But I think the problem in this circumstance is the seeming lack of being able to call that out and saying this is universally bad, it's evil, it shouldn't be happening. I think that's what the issue is. It's not that it even has happened, because I think it's obvious that it's going to happen. It's that people make excuses for it.
If I knew that this is what communism would be in 2024, I would not have bothered with the sheets reading.
Damn.
Sabor is the symbol of the capitalist excess. Sabor is You guys actually believe this idiot is a socialist? Forget no religion. Hassan is the obvious of the masses. Straight to the bullseye. Anyone saw in this speech.
Jesus.
Was that designer dog?
He's priest.
Bro, yes, this is true. He actually is bringing the dog into it. Oh my god. Even the fucking dog.
Here comes a price. Chow.
Oh, fuck no.
Very cute, by the way. But those are expensive. The point is, we have the biggest political streamer on our platform that is influencing media and influencing young kids everywhere. If we can normalize terrorism, if we can rebrand it, then fuck the US Navy. No, look at what we said. You see the army ads on Twitch? The army is fucking bro. Dude, I'll tell you what, America more than the army. Qatar. Well, I don't know if love the river. They're paying more. Good CPMs from that Qatar. But you kids love anime, right? Hey, you're not sure. Look at what we've already done with this song. You're a fucking man, dude. Happy birthday again, man. And we got a big party for you after.
In a way, I do really feel bad for Dan Clancy, because he did inherit this clown show. I don't know why. Like, as far as I know, I don't know if he's reached out to Hassan about this at all. I think that whenever all this stuff happened, I think he should have reached out to a number of creators of, like, trying to work this out. Because I think that him not moderating and dealing with their moderation team and the extremism inside of the company, I think it's going to really damage his credibility in the long run. And I find it to be disappointing because I actually really like him. And I'm worried that him kind of using the live and let live policy that he generally has, I think it's going to end up doing the opposite. Okay, and I know you might not like it. I've met Dan, I've talked with Dan personally multiple times, okay? So, like, I talk to him privately, it's been fun, right? Just wait, yeah, so that's... Yeah.
No, don't do it. Let's wait. We got a big party and a cake and everything for you up to the back. Prostitutes, too. Don't tell anyone. Let's start in the past. Look what we've done already. This goofy pirate. Man, we get this guy's a fucking terrorist. He literally tweeted out he wants to kill Jews and put their heads on mics.
The execution that we will carry out on all Zionists? Well, that seems pretty bad.
And somehow, not somehow, because of his genius,
Yeah.
we have rebranded the Houthi fucking pirates, the Houthi terrorist organization.
Yeah.
Yeah, these Islamic fundamentalists.
Well, so this is what they say, God is the greatest death to America, death to Israel, a curse upon the Jews, victory, a curse upon, I feel like that's kind of anti-Semitic. I do. That's the, yeah, well, that part's in red, which makes sense, because it's kind of, it's a bit of a red flag.
Death to America, curse upon the Jews.
No.
That's right. That's the Jolly Roger of this man here. No,
Am I crazy for thinking that there's like kind of a distinction between people that are against countries versus against ethnic groups? Like, I don't like, my alarm bells don't go off when somebody is like, I hate America, or I hate, Israel, or whatever. But like, ethnic groups is very different. Now, Zionism isn't an ethnic group, though?
And I think that's very fair for you to have said that about the tweet that he made, but I don't think it's fair for you to say that when he associates with a group of people that has that as their slogan. It's a bit of a nuance, and I can see where you're coming from, but I don't think that that's enough justification.
Monkey D. Luffy. So let's get out there, guys. And let's make 2025 our biggest year, guys. All right, the resistance isn't perfect. The resistance isn't perfect. Yeah, let's get them. If you want to know where on the political spectrum Hassan sits, take a look at a recent media analysis by Ad Fonte, which rated Hassan as the most extreme, left-wing, untrustworthy media source on the internet.
Contains misleading info, contains factual, inaccurate, fabricated info, selective, unfair persuasion. I wonder if they're ever going to put me on this list.
To give you an idea, he's opposite of InfoWars.
Damn. Who made this list?
Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Hassan loves all terrorists, but what I will say is that there isn't many he don't like. Let's start with our good friend Luffy here and his organization, the Houthis. And yes, this is what it looks like. They are highly Hitler. The Houthis are an Islamic military group. They're known for their cruel measures, forcibly
The
recruiting
hearts go out to everybody who's been negatively affected by Israel. That's what he meant to say.
out soldiers, shelling civilian areas, and blocking food from entering already famine-ruined parts of Yemen.
Which, this is like maybe a nuanced perspective to have. And I know this is like a negative video about Hassan, but I actually didn't criticize, and I don't criticize, and I support him interviewing the terrorist guy. I actually think that it's a good thing, because I want to hear from those people. Like, I want to see CNN interviewing Al Qaeda. I want to hear what they're saying. The problem is that it was conducted in a way that seemed to enable the behavior and justify it, rather than put it into a context that is educational and journalistic. And can you guys see kind of what the difference there is? Because I don't want to have people that can't talk to, like, I like the idea of being able to talk to a person who's an extremist or a radical, and I don't want the idea that you can't talk to them to be a factor. I hate that mindset, because I think that mindset is how you get echo chambers, and that's how you get censorship. So hopefully people can see, like, the context of this. Right.
Also set up landmines in agricultural spots, making it feel virtually.
Yemen army removes 300 Houthi landmines? How the fuck do they have 300,000 landmines? Holy shit, who's giving them money? Probably the US.
Making it feel virtually work
Right? Okay, wait, exactly.
forces punishable.
Really?
Now, just how low rights do women in Houthis Yemen have? Well, according to this, there's been 1,181 violations committed by Houthi rebels.
1,181 violations against women, including torture, rape, and murder. The Houthis just seem like assholes. Yeah, these guys seem like some real dicks.
Against women, including torture, rape, and murder.
Yeah, so kind of bad.
The Houthis have a very wholesome flag, as you can see here. It says, translated, Allah Akbar, death to America, death to Israel, and a curse upon the Jews. And that's all of them, not just the ones in Israel. And of course, victory to Islam. I get amused when these terrorists are like,
why do they hate all Jews? I don't know, maybe this is like the opening of a can of worms. Like, why do they hate all of them? Is it like some like ancient Bible thing, or like a religion thing, or what?
Now, on this word, we're gonna get the last.
It's the Lord enemy. Yeah.
we hate Jews, we want to kill Jews. And then people like Hassan are like, you're fucking racist for saying they just want to kill Jews. It's a terrorist, man.
What you meant to say is, and the problem is that there is a degree, and I think that there is a consideration that criticism of Israel is oftentimes intentionally misinterpreted as anti-Semitism. But
We're gonna buy the last
is also true.
card. Holy shit.
It's disguised as criticism for
I still have one more after that, but
Israel.
still.
Intellectual dishonesty that goes both ways. Allah is Muslim.
Yes, you're not thinking deep enough about this topic.
Members of the movie slogan do not factor into what they are doing towards an anti-Semitic or like narrative. It's really interesting because that's such Western focused propaganda. Like for a Palestinian to arrive at anti-Semitic opinions, okay? They don't
Berserker's good.
It still doesn't make it good, right? I mean, like,
Oh, I almost forgot the most fun one. They brought back slavery.
oh wow! This movie restored slavery in Yemen? Well, that must save a whole lot of money.
And what movie would do?
That lines up with leftist values. Alright, so these guys are clearly the bad guys. So my question is, how does Hassan cover such a genocidal, violent, misogynistic, homophobic, terroristic organization?
Oh, you want to see a movie musical? Sure. These were the people the Saudis were killing, by the way. Just so you know, these fucking musically gifted individuals. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Ah.
So, imagine being Nick. You had to go through, like, think about how many OTK controversies we've had. Then you're put in the middle of this, like, terrorism thing with Hassan. And now there's this girl that you're involved with that keeps doing, it's like doing Nazi salutes and like getting drunk at parties and getting banned. Like, I think Nick's marriage is gonna go great before next year. Like, it's actually crazy how many things it's been. I feel bad for the guy, man. Holy shit.
What did he talk about? Which y'all?
Leave me alone with the video with the propaganda video. There was actually a video game I was gonna play. So like these guys made a video game where it was basically all about killing like other people. Like it's basically like a pro-terrorism video game. And a friend of mine linked it to me and he's like, you should play this. And I looked it up and I got banned if I played it.
That's right, my friend. Hassan just plays straight up terrorist propaganda without even being there to analyze it. Surely this must be against terms of service, which does not allow content that depicts, glorifies, encourages, or supports terrorism or violent extremist actors. For example, displaying or linking terrorist or extremist propaganda even for the purpose of denouncing such content.
And I think this is the problem that now Twitch has run into, is that they turned a blind eye on this stuff. And so because they turned a blind eye on it, every single time that somebody gets banned, all of this stuff gets brought up again, because it's such an obvious example of them not enforcing their rules. It's the consistency, right? Yeah.
5,000.
Okay, but what's the rule for endorsing it? Is that okay? The answer is yes. As Hassan was never punished for this blatant violation of Twitch. Terrorism is bad. Don't do that. Endorsing terrorism is good. Okay, I've got it, Twitch.
The mine damage.
Maybe I can find one of these guns and we can do like a terrorist tier list. And then we'll see how.
Well, now listen, you want to bring a ship through here? We're gonna take it. So that's exactly what they start doing. They start fucking sending in helicopters onto fucking ships. Bro, they fucking, look at this.
See, like, this would be way cooler if the guys on the ship had guns and this was like an actual battle. But like, you're really, I mean, they don't even have guns, man. It's not even fair. Yeah, it's like
Ay, ay, ay.
there are like Russian billionaires that apparently are like, I don't know if this is true, but they're like taking their own ships out so they can blow up these pirates. Just like this.
Stretch.
It's like people like, there's always a bigger fish, man. It's like this is Florida, yeah.
Carry your own rights for the corporation. We're gonna take over your ship. You cannot fucking use this radar anymore. Guess what? It's our fucking territorial boundary, and we're gonna enforce this until you stop doing genocide in Gaza.
So let's review these claims. This first claim is that the boat is intended for Israel. It's not. It's going from Turkey to India. And it's owned by an Israeli company. It's not. It's being chartered by a Japanese company, and the boat's owners are registered in the Isle of Man. I'd like to remind everybody that the crew that's kidnapped in this video has been missing for over a year now with zero updates on their health, whereabouts, or anything. That lines up with leftist values.
Sounds pretty bad. Sounds real fucking bad.
Shit.
Which is also a lie. It happened in international waters. Islam is lying for the Houthis like he's being paid. And honestly, at this point, is he?
So I'm a Russian. No, I'm talking about
This is like a hostile distributing this? Yeah. Yeah, they're flexing.
how many views? I wonder how many views they get if they do something.
Now it goes, yeah, but you don't understand. This is different. Israeli society is something upset. They're like, I can't get my truth. I can't get my Amazon Prime deliveries. What the fuck is going on? I hate this. Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
The reason why he's still mad after 12 years. But it's always.
So where do you want them to go? This song?
Don't you tell me that they're gonna come to America. We're already dealing with that shit. So, no, man.
As white colonizers. This is despite the fact that 60% of Jews in Israel are actually made to the Middle East. This is wild.
So these guys, that's my rough historical understanding as well, is that they're both Semitic people. Wait for that Pentagon.
Don't blink.
I can't wait for that. Because I see these guys-
Don't blink. Esse boy.
Mines. Where do you get 300,000 mines? I can think of a couple of places. Yeah, I really want to know what that Pentagon line is. From Iran? Yeah, and where did Iran get them? Maybe I'm wrong. But I don't trust the military at all. I really don't.
And they go over. And they tell people this shit. It's usually like multi-European people. So they're like, all right, we got a problem. You're coming with us. We're taking on the ship.
Yeah, incredible way to characterize having a gun in your face.
You're coming with us, we're taking yeah, that's pretty much it.
See, that's not the blue bar line. Yeah, I think what's terrorists possibly kidnap the crew.
We got no problems to do, you know, but you're coming with us. We're taking over the ship.
And once again,
Which, I mean, to be honest, I think that probably is true. I don't think that these terrorists probably really care about the crew at all. They probably don't hate the crew. They know they're going to use the terrorists, and that's what terrorists do. It's not personal. It's just part of the job.
still, MIA for over a year. But don't worry, guys. It's not that they have.
All right, we got no problems with you. You know, you're coming with us.
Oh no. I feel so bad for Nick, man. Like, that's crazy.
I bet some friend really appreciated being fed terrorist propaganda on camera. Let's see what he had to say.
Because hell, even a couple days ago, I was hanging out with my buddy Hassan, and this guy, automatically put a terrorist propaganda music video on and left the room.
That's the room.
And I was like, and it's like, in hindsight, it's hilarious. But at the same time, like, what's going on? Yeah, this is wild, dude. But like, I like, he was like, there was such great dancers.
Oh my
I was
god.
like, okay. Well, isn't that worse? You watch like a politics TikTok, you get recommended Hassan right after. Is that how it
I would
works?
assume so, yeah.
On this page.
Yeah?
What? That's crazy. Click it. Dude, it's not me saying some wild stuff, man. It's not if we can.
There's another incident of Hassan enjoying some cooking propaganda.
Did you know that I actually have a pen? I don't know how I got this, but somebody gave me this. Maybe it was in like my Geo box or something. I have a pen for one of these terrorist groups downstairs. Because I remember, like, whenever this conversation came up, I was like, wait a minute, I think I've seen that before. And I went downstairs and I was like, wait a minute, what is this? How did I get this?
How can they not agree with the Houthis when this is the kind of music video they're coming out with? They got a beautiful voice too. Yeah, Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude. The fucking mixtape.
All of this on my
It's just like, I think it just makes it look so bad to say that because it's so obvious that it's so obvious what you're doing, right? It's a mixtape. Like, imagine if I was doing this with, like, I don't know, like a Nazi thing or anything else. Like, I would be banned so fast. I would be done. So everybody would be saying yeah, that'd be a 30-day, man. Like, I'd be on, like, an indefinite. Yeah, I'd be on vacation. But yeah, a mixtape, bro. Like, what is this? I think we're good now, right? Everything's fine. Is we good? Yes, okay, good. I don't know what that was. Anyway.
sweet, naive friend. You say the Jews don't sing and dance like that? Then what the fuck do you call this? It's like this. What the fuck you stepping on our shit?
Yeah, he's moving real quiet. I'm not gonna say which one I think was better. I'm just not. Oh, dude, fucking gets it.
Wait, is this actual audio?
Yeah, I'm doing the voice too. He's moving real quiet since he's dropping.
This is really fucking entertaining. This video is fucking funny.
He's moving real quiet since he's dropping. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
He's been real quiet since he's dropping.
Now we come to our sweet, beautiful, cute little TikTok tween. This fearless young man is the fantasy of every tween and twix and all the boys and girls on TikTok. He's cute. He's got a mustache. He's a pretty
He's a guy, yeah.
beautiful eyes. They call him Timothy Chalamet because he's a hoofy.
Bro, are we about to have a Hoopty Rebel on stream? Yes, brother. What do you mean? Excuse me. Of course I'm about to have a... I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. It's so weird. It's so weird. Motherfuckers want journalism, and when I'm trying to do journalism, they go, why are you doing that? Bro, you were going to get banned. I think it would be ridiculous to do that.
Hassan now has the opportunity to express his journalistic chops, to get his boots on the ground and show us just how good a reporter he can be.
I'm doing journalism, chat. Does he know what One Piece is? He's been watching it since he was a kid. No way! That's sick. Yes, yes. Does he love you too, man? Big time. Yeah.
I love you so much.
We're big fans.
Oh god. See, I did try to defend this, right? I did, because I was like, okay, well, I think you should be able to talk to anybody you want. But man, bringing him on and saying I love you, that's a lot, right? I mean, it's not really an interview, is it?
Yeah, you should tell him that. I'm gonna throw the knife. The knives are sick. What's up with the knives? You know, the curved knives.
If one of those knives comes out, he's not going back until that one's on it.
Oh.
That sounds like something a terrorist would say.
My bad. He's cool though. That's so crazy. But they just
That's
crazy.
crazy,
Yeah.
The crews on these ships and they like when they go over there trying to make America, they go so crazy.
That's so funny. I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. It's so weird. It's so weird. Motherfuckers want journalism, and when I'm trying to do journalism, they go, why are you doing that? What do you mean? I'm just chilling. We're just having we're just vibing. Yeah, we're vibing. We're vibing big time.
Hassan uncritically interviewed this kid for about an hour. It was the most brazen display of disgusting terrorist propaganda that I've maybe ever seen in Western media.
What has happened to, does he know what has happened to any of the crews? Like, I heard
Hassan almost asked a good question, but it's
That
actually
is a good question. Yeah, whatever happened to the crews? Where'd they go?
into the most obscene part of this interview.
He's saying he hasn't spent much time with Chinese people, but one of the captain was Chinese and he didn't talk with them and he danced to music with them and he was vibing, so he likes them.
I mean, what? That's so crazy. So they're just chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
Ask yourself, why is he able to hang out with the captain and the crew of this pirated ship? Why would he even have access to that? Hassan,
I wonder why.
of course, he's a Houthi terrorist. Instead of challenging him and demanding more details about these kidnapped and missing people, he just runs defense for this guy, acting like he doesn't know why that would even happen.
He's saying that they went over the crews on these ships and they like went over there trying to make America and they go so crazy.
That's so funny.
It is super funny.
I'm sure that probably happens, because if it doesn't, maybe they kill you. I don't know. I mean, that's, yeah. I mean, if I got kidnapped by these guys, I would try to get along with them too. To be fair, I would. Because if I'm going to be stuck here for like a year with these clowns, I would try to get along with them. But they are terrorists, right? I mean, everyone knows this. We all know this. Damn.
The idea of kidnapped crew members,
Don't get shot, yeah.
probably at gunpoint to do some death to America and maybe some curse upon the Jews. And frankly, the callous disregard for the well-being
They
of
don't even have any soda. They just give them water.
literal hostages is shocking, even for somebody that loves terrorists.
That's so funny. Is there KFC there? How often is KFC in Yemen, though?
Yeah, how often do the hostages get KFC? Ask him now, I want to know.
Often he says they have to.
Oh, they do have KFC in Yemen? That's crazy. Okay, that's it.
Is there a KFC in Yemen? No way! Holy fuck!
Zero?
There's a KFC in Yemen! He's just like us!
Does he know what One Piece is?
Oh, he's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. That's fire. And that's so fire. Oh my god. We think the Houthis, Allah is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
You guys all remember Luffy's flag, right? Now I'm only halfway through that show, so maybe I just haven't come to it yet. But I do not remember Luffy's flag looking like this. Predictably, there was some
Does Luffy kidnap people and then rape and murder them? Does he do that? I don't really watch One Piece. Does he do that? No? Okay.
blowback after this interview.
That's
Hassan went immediately into damage control to rewrite history.
He said that he was just simply a Yemeni person and not a Houthi. Yeah, I mean, we don't even know if Houthi or not. He's a teenager in Yemen. The dude is neither a Houthi nor a terrorist nor a pirate. He's not even a rebel. They didn't fucking call him a Houthi either. You wanna know why? Because he's not one.
Do a video about it. We'll get the fucking stuff. Being a proper journalist, you get on your knees and suck their dick for about. Yeah. Oh god.
And he's not a Houthi himself. He's not a pirate, but, you know, I don't think he's not a pirate. He has reiterated the position. He is not a Houthi. Trust me, bro, I'm not Houthi. Be for real. You saw him off the entire street. Not even a Houthi militant or anything like that. When I interviewed the dude, who they still to this day call a Houthi terrorist, Tim Houthi's not even a fucking Houthi. I thought he was a Houthi because he's not. No, he's just a fucking Yemeni TikToker. Random fucking Yemeni teenager. Did you Brandon Zimmy a Houthi interview though? Bro, we about to have a Houthi rebel on stream? Yes, brother. Ooh. What do you mean?
Alright, let's just take Hassan's word for it and assume, okay, this kid is not a Houthi rebel. He's just some ordinary Yemen teenager. Let's go ahead and take a look at his social media and see if that lines up. Alright, let's see here.
Oh shit. Uh-oh. Oh shit. That's so unethical.
People burn in the coming hours, ready for sacrifice and eager for martyrdom.
Ready for sacrifice and eager for. Okay. Sounds good. Just an average guy.
Talking about football, here he is singing a song with the words, "Do you threaten us with what we are waiting for, son of a Jew?" Meaning of Houthi is a title, and it's not something to fear, but for the Jews. They are very afraid of this title. The execution we will carry out on all Zionists with the lovely depiction of a man impaled through his asshole and out of his mouth with a pike, or how some likes to say it, a pike. Okay, why would you retweet this article called Houthis use social media?
So he's retweeting an article that's categorizing him as a Houthi, that has him as the front page image, but he's not a Houthi.
Whose global prominence and support? Israel falls. Wait for the inauguration. Tel Aviv to Jaffa Trump.
Israel falls. Okay.
No Israeli defense can stop. The ships we bombed and sank. You know the red arrow supposed to be a coup.
Bro, Gen Z terrorists. The world is not ready. It doesn't look like a butt plug. It does.
Well, military Hamas thing. This is a butt plug. Just, to every Zionist, I will put this into your stomach. And let me say, Jew and Zionist is clearly interchangeable to this guy. Okay, but hating Jews doesn't make you a Houthi. Are you a soldier? Yeah.
Well, that settles it. Okay.
That seems pretty definitive. You don't make you a Houthi? Being a Houthi. At least one of the two of them being honest about it.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, that's fire. That's so fire. Oh my god, he's doing what man. There's the introduced person on a bike. I don't understand why this problem can't be broken nuance. Because he is a teenager in Yemen, dude.
Talk about the bigotry of Lola.
I feel like if you're a teenager, like you can still be a terrorist. I mean, I think you can get into terrorism really early. Yeah, I mean, fuck, man, of course. Yeah, look at Joseph Cody's army. They got kids 9 years old with guns.
Expectations. He's a kid in Yemen, dude. What do you expect? Of course he's going to put a pike through a Jew's asshole and through his mouth. That's just what kids in Yemen are like.
Yeah, and also, what do you mean? It's just a person on a bike. There's no Jewish person on a bike on that photo, unless I saw something different.
Well, to be fair, this is like an old medieval torture technique, so maybe this guy wasn't Jewish.
The song claims this isn't a Jewish person on the bike. How does that make a big piked person supposed to look like a Jew for you in a song? You know what? You're right. Let me make it a little bit.
You're gonna, oh no.
Bruce seems bigger.
Hey, I didn't do it, alright?
No, it's right.
I didn't fucking do it.
The curly things.
Oh, God.
He dropped his dreidel. He must be Jewish
no.
for sure. Or you know, you can just read what he wrote. You dumbass liar, Slavic propagandist piece of shit.
This is why this entire conversation
He said worse.
it's not a Jewish person. This is, I think, if we're, why am I held accountable for some random fucking 19-year-old Yemen?
To be fair, Hassan did read that off of chat. Look, watch this.
Why am I held accountable person?
Look at this. Hassan supposed to be held accountable for someone's stupid voice? You know he read that, and he's like, that's a good point. Yeah, I'm gonna say that.
I think, why am I held accountable for some random fucking 19-year-old Yemen's tweet? What's happening? How many steps removed are we from this situation?
Okay, chat real fast.
You platformed him, do you not remember? Did the check not clear something? With faced with fair criticism for his coverage of the Houthi loop, he has a total meltdown.
I fucking despise all of you, dude. I do. I really do. I hate all of you.
I think the problem really is just the way that he interviewed the guy. I don't think it was a problem to interview the guy at all. I think it'd be fine. But it's just the way he did it, and it seemed like lazy, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's so obvious, right? It's so obvious.
So allow me to talk about this, and my patience is running thin on this matter. The endless selfishness, the untapped well of American selfishness and American individualism is in full display. How is this a conversation that you want to have right now?
One of the most cynical methods.
What does American individualism have to do with this guy wanting to kill Jews? Like, I mean, I feel like it's not really the same thing. I feel like we're talking about different things.
Trump employs to sidestep any criticism is reflective of an ongoing genocide in Gaza. I've seen him do this so many times. He frames it like you are selfish for trying to criticize him, no matter what the reason is. Because there's a genocide happening, man. How can you criticize me at a time like this?
Claiming that I am, too pro-Houthi. When someone is like focusing on that while there's an active fucking anti-cleansing campaign happening, he also apparently thinks switches love.
It's also, I mean, the thing is that it's true that Israel does bad things, but just because Israel does bad things doesn't mean the other people don't also do bad things. The problem is when you pretend only one side is doing the bad things. Like, I feel like it's just so obvious, right? I mean, isn't it? I mean, like, crazy? I don't think that I'm crazy. Like, and I can even see, like, I think it's very easy for somebody to, especially if you've grown up, and I've gotten into trouble for saying this, right? But, like, it's easy for me to see how somebody would become a terrorist if they were in an area like that. You've grown up that way, you've had, your entire environment is like that, you've been, culturally groomed to think this way. I can understand why that would happen. Of course you can see why this would happen. But in the same way that, like, you can see how, like, some serial killers become serial killers, that doesn't mean that it's okay to be a serial killer, right? It's like if you explain, like, hey, yeah, this is what happened, and this is how it got here. It's not an excuse. Well, it's not that it's an excuse. It's that you have to look at how a person's material circumstances caused them to behave in a certain way. I think that's very fair to say that. That's totally okay. But to justify their current actions is the problem. I think that you can do both. You can look at it with a sense of empathy, and you can look at where they're coming from and why this has happened, and what led to this outcome, while at the same time condemning their current actions. I think this is the way a lot of reasonable people can see things. It's not an excuse. It's a reason. Yeah, it's exactly. Do not just say, yeah, of course.
Battle for me, interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life. And they'll fucking talking about fucking genocide in Gaza. And this dumb fuck. Blow your nose, brother. Love you. Not trying to eat. Just keep some tissue nearby. Clear it out occasionally when needed. Much love. Fuck you, dude. My argument's up. What? You think it justifies genocide? Stupid?
I think a lot of people use this argument is that it's basically like it's okay for us to do bad things or to behave in ways that are semi-indefensible because we're doing it for like a greater good. Huge problem.
That can be tangentially turned into like Jewish people are under attack is a decent way to just like drive discourse away from open genocide in Gaza, if your sole focus, when Israel is doing a complete genocide in Gaza, your sole focus revolves around that people are saying you're a Zionist.
I don't think that's a sole focus. I think that both things can be a focus, and I think this is the problem: is that it's like the one-dimensional nature of how it's turned into.
Yellow streamers are not covering sufficiently the ongoing active genocide in Gaza. They're coming here, calling Germany.
It's not a charge to say I'm a stenographer who's already done oral propagandist. I don't think there's any evidence on either of these things. I'm curious. Who do you think I'm
While we're having this conversation, 3,000, here's while we're having this back and forth, 3,840 Palestinians have been ruthlessly slaughtered in the last incursion into Gaza. I feel like this is an incredibly selfish.
This is an emotional argument that you're using to deflect from the fact that you made criticisms and accusations against somebody that are indefensible. And so you're trying to take the moral high ground to justify what you were doing. That's absolutely what was happening. And by the way, Hassan knows this. He knows he's doing this.
Self-centered conversation to have.
This technique is so powerful because everyone's afraid of being labeled as a genocide denier. Here's Morgan with decades of experience immediately surrendered for the genocide card as well.
Well, you're the fucking stenographer. You're not a truth teller.
He has every right to defend himself and grow up here. Stand up for yourself there. Stop being intimidated by these
I'm going to be honest. I actually think Piers Morgan I think that while he's been critical of like Palestine, I think that he actually is sympathetic towards them a lot. And I think that he's provided a lot of coverage to people that are very pro-Palestine, much more so than what a lot of other newscasters have done. I think that initially people looked at his coverage as being a little bit unfair, but he provided a lot of platforms for these people to talk about it. Piers is like Israel. I get that feeling too. I wouldn't say that, but I get that feeling.
And overnight activism we put the guys on a map before October 7th, like Hassan, for example.
Doesn't know where you've been in? Okay, I'm gonna click close. I'm closing it. I'm closing it. I think no.
There it is.
How can you claim to actually care about this genocide when you're willing to exploit it to sidestep any criticism? Well, bait it. Before we move on, Hassan has one final taste of idiocy for us all to enjoy.
Yeah, this kid. Oh, that's like he was like 19 at the time when I talked to him. Which means that for most of his life he has withstood genocide, right? Like he is a person.
Yeah, because I see what he's saying. Yes, absolutely.
From experience, it's literally like talking to fucking Anne Frank, basically. Okay,
I forgot about this part. The Anne Frank thing. Oh, jeez. Bad talking to him.
Anne Frank, in real time.
To quote Anne Frank, I keep my ideals because I still believe that people are really good at heart. Anne Frank continues to inspire generations of people. Because
No, what I agreed on is that I think that a person's material conditions will impact their viewpoints on the world, and I think that if you deny a person their humanity, that they will act out and be violent and dangerous. I think that's what will happen. Whether you want to justify that or not, I think that will happen. And if you can't see it from that person's perspective, then you're not understanding the problem. And if you can't understand the problem, you can't solve the problem. So I think the first way to look at why are these people terrorists is to figure out exactly how they got there. Because there's two ways to get rid of terrorists, right? You can kill the existing terrorists, or you can prevent future people from becoming terrorists. Now, in my opinion, I think you should do both.
in the face of a genocide that eventually took her and her entire family's life, except for her dad, she refused to give in to hate, malice, and violence. And then there's this guy, who would kill Anne Frank if he ever met her. You might think this is a sweet, innocent girl. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys we're working on a new edition just for you. You should hear about the time she went roaming the streets of Berlin at night with a knife, slitting the throats of families, including children, babies, and the elderly.
Not so good.
Children, guys. She rapes people. She's just like Luffy. Another way to describe this is then terrorist propaganda. Not only is he platforming terrorist propaganda, right, uncritically, he's participating in it. He's enhancing it. He is not just a conduit. He's who's disseminating it to more and more people in a way more consumable form.
I do. I don't think you can defend that behavior. I think it's irresponsible and it's also counterproductive. I think he's right about this. I don't see how you can not come to.
This is extremely fucked up. But why should he care? Their flag doesn't say death to fucking terrorists on the Jews. The song has to obfuscate on this and says nobody cares when Sean Penn interviewed El Chapo.
Sean Penn literally interviewed El Chapo. Exactly, dude.
Nobody is saying you can't have difficult conversations with
I believe
contradictions.
Sean Penn also beat the shit out of. I mean, I wouldn't really look at Sean Penn as the pinnacle of morality, right? He did, yeah.
Show people. You just have to ask them hard questions. We know this. Now let's move on to everybody's favorite terrorist organization, our friends in the north. It's Hezbollah. Where do I even begin? Thousands of civilians have been killed globally from their terrorist attacks, violence, and suicide attacks.
Oh wow.
Prime Minister, they hijacked civilian airplanes. They shot 15,000 rockets into civilian centers. And if you can imagine, that's not even the worst things they've done. They participated in 500,000 Syrian civilians. Wow, the dictator Bashar al-Assad stayed in power.
Well, he's fucking out.
He indiscriminately bombed over civilian centers. And they killed hundreds of thousands of civilians. But only
Finally, yeah. As I said, I had a friend who has a family there, sent me some of the stuff there, and I heard some stuff about that guy, like the way he ran things. And after what I heard, I was actually shocked that American media didn't cover it at all. Like it seemed to me like that to me was like another kind of like black belt recently. We did it, not as much as I think they should have, proportionally.
as a genocide. By the terrorist group, by the US, by the EU, and oh yeah, the entire Arab League, which gave them that status in the Syrian genocide. In short, nobody likes them. Well,
Hezbollah is a terrorist organization.
we like them real.
They are a terrorist organization, but they're America's not a terrorist organization.
I did not like that. Yeah.
Well, like,
Oh wow.
I don't have an issue with them, let's just say.
This is Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah. According to Hassan Piker, this man is a brilliant freedom fighter. But before we get smart,
But you know.
now let's see how he feels about Jewish people. Here are some choice quotes from Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah. According to Shaul Shai, Hassan Nasrallah said in a speech, "What do the Jews want? They want security and money. Throughout history, the Jews have been Allah's most cowardly and avaricious creatures. If you look all over the world, you'll find no one more greedy than they are."
Miserly. Wait, is it miserly?
I don't have an issue with
If we
them.
search the entire world for a person more cowardly, despicable, weak, and feeble in psyche, mind, ideology, and religion, we would not
See,
find.
like I feel like I could have read this from like one of those like Nazi accounts that has like a picture of like a Roman emperor statue as a profile picture. I feel like this is exactly the kind of shit that I read on Twitter. Or an anime, yeah, no, you're right, or an anime girl.
Anyone like the Jew. Notice, I do not say
Issue with them.
if Jews Israel. It will save us the trouble of going after them worldwide.
Man, he's really out there, huh? Wow, I don't think he likes Jews.
The history of Jews has proven that, regardless of the Zionist proposal, they are people who are evil in their ideas. The state of the grandsons of the Zionist Jew, the murderers of the prophet, the Jews invented the legend of the Nazi atrocities.
I don't know. Wow. No, we're not making a 99% joke again, guys. You should. But I will say that I think this guy is way less than 99% sure. Way less.
Can you believe I'm calling those all debates? I mean, listen. You have to remember something, okay? A lot of these dudes, you see them in their fucking fits, and you hear about like some of their attitudes about like gay people. Immediately fucking resort to Orientalist perspectives, not realizing that these Orientalist perspectives, I feel like it's pretty easy to say, right? I mean, like, damn, it's like I don't think that this is really that. Yeah, it's just bad to do. Bad to kill gay people. I mean, shit. Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Motherfuckers are better read than you by a million. So are the Nazis. The Nazis are really smart too. It doesn't mean they're right. I think Hassan Nasrallah was extremely intelligent and very educated. Same with Osama bin Laden. You gotta keep in mind, these guys are so smart, they can convince other people to blow themselves up for them. Yeah, they're really smart. Doesn't mean that they're right. Yeah, the Unabomber. Look at the Unabomber. Okay? Like, it's not a broken class situation. No, dude. Half of these dudes are
I think
educated.
it is a broken clock.
In America and in the UK, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
So is Kim Jong-un, but that's a you're a good person. Didn't he go to college in Sweden, I think? Or Switzerland or something like that? Yeah, it's not like he was educated at North. So like, is Kim Jong-un good if he gets educated? I don't think so.
Educated in America and in the UK, what the fuck are you?
Or you learn.
This is why he's Orientalist. To literally look at these dudes and go, oh no, they're and like sometimes they get this shit right. No, dude, he knows. It's crazy. He's read more books than you could ever imagine. And also, ultimately, he's regarded as a pretty brilliant person.
I don't know why people have such a hard time being able to establish the reality that there are a lot of very bad people that are extremely intelligent. Like, both of these things are very, very true. I don't know, and also, by the way, a lot of bad people are really intelligent because they're smart enough to make their ideas work. The dumb people that are bad, those are the ones that go to jail at like 17 because they tried to rob a bank with a...
In terms of like everything that he's done, you might not agree with his methods, you might not agree with his in terms of like in terms of his opinions on civil liberties and shit.
Last week, Nasrallah said gay people, even if they do it once, are to be okay.
That, but ultimately, this motherfucker has read a shit ton of books.
Knowledge. I feel like that Hezbollah is an evil terrorist organization. Consider this.
Somebody asked me, do you think Twitch is being hypocritical with an agenda? Yeah, I think they are hypocritical, and I think that a lot of the people that work at Twitch support this. I'll just kind of say it. I think that they do support this. And I think that there have been enough leaks from like internal comments that they've made that I think you can draw that conclusion. I do. No, I'm not saying any specific person, but I think that there are people at Twitch in important positions who do say these things and do believe these things. And I think that they exercise that power at the company. We really have people wanting gays to die in chat. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, we got 47,000 people. I mean, killing gay people is pretty popular. I mean, fuck, a lot of people do it. Yeah, I mean, we have an international audience. People watch. Yeah, we're gonna get some homophobes in here. That's right. Yeah. That's the way it is.
You meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim, okay? That's what you meant to say. What you meant to say is they're Muslim. So of course, as they're Muslim, it's different.
If you're wondering why,
I don't like the idea that you can't criticize certain religions. I think that it's ridiculous. I find it to be just so intellectually dishonest. If you, like, any idea should be criticized and can be criticized. And I think that's true, like that's what I was saying about anti-Americanism. I think that's true of anything. Any should be, like, nothing should be above criticism. You should be able to criticize Jewish people, you should be able to criticize Islamic people, Christians, Scientologists, anything. The exact same.
audience is because of stuff like this.
Israel, America's greatest ally, the most important country in the world.
Nick is so stressed out.
Important country in the world. Oh my God. Democracy on the planet is ruthlessly and mercilessly bombing southern Lebanon, including southern Beirut. What do they do? They just kind of were there. They happen to be Israel's neighbor.
You kidding?
Yeah.
You guys, someone who's critical of Israel, this retelling is fucking insane.
They just kind of were there.
Hezbollah to Israel hours after the October 7th raid began. They launched 12,000 rockets, killed nearly 100 people, including 12 children, and displaced 250,000 Israelis from northern Israel. That's what caused them to respond.
What do they do? Shit. Why did you ask that? What do I say? Do I tell them the real reason? No, my audience will kill me for being a Zionist. Okay, let's try this.
This will be alright. AI is crazy? Yeah, I think that might have been AI. Probably was.
Just kind of, hell yeah, another slick protocol saved by boots on the ground, Hassan Piker. Damn, I'm good.
You guys are pro-Palestine activists. How does lying about this serve your agenda? All it does is further radicalize people. It removes any
100%.
nuance, and it avoids any criticism for his team. And this is what continues to drive this conflict on forever. Pleasing his radical audience, even at the price of knowingly lying to them for TikTok and Twitter links. So, or he's being paid, which, we can't rule out. What a pathetic, piece of shit liar he is. And now, let's move to Hamas, the catalyst for this entire thing. They're the ones that committed this horrible act of terrorism, one of the worst the world has ever seen. On the most extreme of all these terrorist organizations. They are Islamic jihadists that want to convert all of Israel into an Islamic state under Sharia law. That's their stated goal. Hamas has been on the designated terrorist group pretty much as long as there's been a group. These guys civilians before ISIS leaders were even born. They fired 50,000 rockets into civilian populations and performed over 100 suicide bombings, killing thousands of civilians. Women are restricted from participating in the workplace and public life. Homosexuality is outlawed, and in some cases, they steal foreign aid from the people of Gaza and repurpose it for military use, or they, for example, why are all the Hamas leaders billionaires?
We need to do this, Pentagon. Yeah, we need to, like, guys, we gotta do this.
Let's be real, these guys clearly are not skipping any meals. Well, the people of Gaza languish in poverty.
I do think, like, I'm gonna just say it straight out. I think the U.S. military and, like, defense companies that do things for the U.S. military do have interplay with these people. Correct, but there's intermediaries between it, and I think that they are indirect beneficiaries of our military-industrial complex. I think so. And also, there is a chance that I'm wrong. That's why we do the audit. Let's find out.
These fine gentlemen are living in multi-million-dollar penthouses in Qatar. That lines up with leftist values, or, well, they were billionaires. They're all dead. They're all dead. Hamas is a bunch of psychopathic terrorists of the worst order, and nobody would be crazy enough to defend them. That's the song. The song that Hamas. Okay. We have to make last-minute changes to this part to prevent
Oh my God!
from being age-restricted on YouTube, and cut out the footage from Hamas, and I will attempt to narrate it for you as best I can. In this scene, an older woman is walking hand in hand with a girl who looks about 12, and as they're getting in the back of the van, one of the terrorists gives them a wave goodbye and says goodbye to them in English. And the two of them smiling wave back.
Yeah, that's crazy, dog. Dude. Crazy. That's crazy, dude. That actually, okay, that's too much. That's like, that's more than I expect. Bro, every time they're releasing hostages, the next week they're like, actually, I'm good. Like I'm saying.
These hostages are being released at gunpoint by the people who likely murdered their parents.
Don't give them a Oh God. Listen, like, we have wild boys in our chat too, so like, it's not like this is his fault, but like, it's just funny to see it.
In front of them, before kidnapping them. The song peddling this narrative that they're sad to leave their captors is beyond disgusting.
The next week they're like, actually, and it's also like, I mean, the Stockholm syndrome is a wellness thing, and I think also, like, if you have to spend a year with somebody, yeah, some people will end up just getting along because that's what people do. Sure. I mean, I can see that it's all bullshit. Wait a minute.
It's plainly obvious these are traumatized victims who are scared for their life and doing what the terrorists are telling them to do, or to avoid any conflict on the way out.
I don't know. I feel like Stockholm syndrome is a well-established reality, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the people treated them well or that they were good people. It's just a psychological phenomenon that's been observed in multiple cases. There's nothing wrong with saying that. None of these on police that are saying that it's bad. It's just, listen, I'm a very reasonable person. I'm not going to get fucking, oh my God, you can't say that. Yeah, I can, and I will.
Oh, look at the sweet masked terrorist with his AK-47. So nice. You can see how he waved goodbye.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, this is some crazy PR. They look traumatized as fuck. Wait, what?
I wonder
They
why.
look like they're chilling.
This girl with her foot blasted off on October 7th and then operated on without anesthesia or painkillers. She was so sorry to say goodbye to her
He
captors.
was overdrive. I love it.
She's gonna miss their hospitality, like being raped and being watched showering and changing.
The next week they're like,
Teens forced to perform sexual acts on each. Oh, that sounds pretty bad. Women and men are being raped by Hamas. Israeli women held hostage. Okay. Right now, someone is being raped in that tunnel. That's a lot of
So
these.
obvious the terrorists are telling them what to do. Even after you say that, they look so happy.
There's no proof. I feel like the problem isn't that they're doing it, and the problem is that people are defending them. Of course this happens. It has happened in every army, in every war, in history. This always happens. The problem is that it's being defended. That's the issue.
Keep waving. These morons forgot to cut out this part. Yes, that's a terrorist giving them an order to keep waving. And she does. See how fast she reacts? I'm an unwitful victim of terroristic kidnapping. Anyone peddling this nonsense should be embarrassed and ashamed. How pathetic can you get?
the next week they're like, actually, I'm good. Or they look like they're chilling.
Alright, the Houthis is one thing, but he's not gonna turn on Hamas propaganda because of
He
watching.
had to turn it. Ethan couldn't show that because it would have been age restricted. The video would have been because it's like you can't show literal terrorists doing that stuff, right?
Great. There's no way. It's hard to defend him. Free Fighters, musical shit.
Here's the video that came out of how Hamas produces their own motherfucking sniper rifle.
He can hardly contain his admiration for them.
Produces their own motherfucking sniper rifle.
Let's see how long he can go without offering any commentary or analysis on this Hamas hype video.
To be fair to Hassan, there are a lot of videos that he just plays and he doesn't really react to while he's eating. I'm not saying that makes it okay, but let's be honest.
Is that Todd?
One minute, 36 seconds. Nice. He's taking his time to analyze and think. I expect nothing less from a journalist such as Hassan. Why excuse me.
That's crazy.
Oh shit! That's great. Wow. Wow. Oh shit.
Google to kill your soldiers by our locally manufactured snipers. Wow, there's a little message for the Americans out there as well. They're saying like artisanal snipers. So, why am I showing you this?
Good question. Why are you showing us 2 minutes of uninterrupted Hamas propaganda? I'm sure he has a good answer.
The reason why I'm showing you this is because one thing that the Israeli maintenance of the apartheid has shown us is that there are no half measures on genocide. You either gotta get the full gen, okay? You can't the full gin. Wait, is that what I think? Oh my god. Oh man, that's fucking good. Write that one down. Yeah. You either hit the full gen, okay? You can't do half genocide, a little bit of displacement, and then continue maintaining an apartheid state and maintaining an occupation. Yeah. Okay. Which is basically what America did back in the day when we were building America, Manifest Destiny, right?
Hold on. You showed this to us because of Manifest Destiny? What the fuck are you talking about? This is just word salad.
Yeah.
He's really saying nothing here. So he has no good reason. Got it. Okay, fine. He likes Hamas. He watches their propaganda. But he's not going to deny the violent rapes that took place. That is way beyond the pale.
There is one instance in captivity that we have actually got verifiable evidence on. Beyond that, the systematized mass rapes that Hamas built on October 7, not a single bit of that has been verified. And people still run with it over and over and over again.
I feel like there are two very important terms that are being used here in order to displace accountability: systematic and mass. So it's like there are rapes that are probably happening, right? But if you try to categorize it in this way that maybe it's not like, oh, it's Tuesday at 6 p.m., oh, that's rape day, that doesn't necessarily mean that it isn't happening.
Young people who were simply attending a music festival. Women were horribly raped. As I said, Israel has a right to defend itself.
What rape has a lot to do? Bro, what rape did Hamas do? What are you talking about? The Stop Anti-Semitism account that consider me to be anti-Semite of the week is also been hallucinating rapes once again. Doing rape fantasies once again because they're fucking mentally ill.
I wonder why all of it seems interesting because like a lot of the women that get released, a lot of them are talking about how rapes happen. It seems like the only people that are saying that it's not happening are the people that might be doing it. And so like and the people that are defending it too, yeah, sure. Well, like, I don't know, that seems kind of odd.
Hamas has committed horrific acts of sexual violence and
Women, girls, men, boys, slaughtered after and during sexual violence. It's the deadliest day for the Jewish people. Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7, like that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. So that's the other part of this problem that many people that can't contend with. Like,
I can't believe how quickly leftists go from believe all women to Pixar didn't happen. The vast majority of people, if not all, who were raped, were murdered on the spot, obviously.
Dawn Goldstein Unlock was kidnapped from her home on October 7th by Hamas terrorists and held captive for 51 days. Though only 17 years old, she witnessed the murder of her father and sister on that day, and is now speaking out about what she witnessed in Gaza as well in a new documentary by Sheryl Sandberg, Screams Before Silence. In new footage, a gun reveals that sexual assault and rape was a regular component of the life.
They did it. Duh. Like, fucking obviously they did this. Like, how many people think this wasn't happening? It's no shit. Yeah, of course.
As a hostage in Gaza.
doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7.
Hassan, maybe you'd like to call her a liar. Please, go right ahead.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7.
There are dozens of testimonies from witnesses, most of who were in hiding and heard or saw it happen. And each week there's more stories coming out. There's a UN report that concludes it happened.
Doesn't matter.
But Hassan, he's a rape kit from a mutilated body. It's so vile to deny the suffering and trauma of the victims just because
And it's also just common sense. I mean, this has been happening for thousands of years. They've been doing this. Like, what are the odds that it's not happening this time? Like, really? Like, just take a step back and think about this. The thing that always happened isn't happening this one time. Okay. For sure.
Heroes at Hamas can be perfect. This conflict will never end until people realize that Palestinian liberation and Israeli security are not mutually exclusive. You need both, and it can be done, but not while people like Hassan lie, propagandize, and incite hate. There's people like him, ironically, that prolong the conflict indefinitely. There's no space for conversation. There's no space for rational thought. There's no space for nuance. My position on Palestine is like 5 degrees off from where Hassan is. And to him and his community, I'm the devil.
I think that's what's happened with a lot of leftist perspectives and a lot of leftist platforms. And I think that like this is what happened. And I think that Hassan used to give a lot more kind of measured like feedback and like criticism. And I think he gave a lot more measured like takes on things. And I feel like one of the turning points of what happened was like I remember Hogwarts Legacy. And like in Hogwarts Legacy, like he was like, yeah, I think people are going a little too overboard with like their criticism for this. And I remember like a lot of his fan base turned on him and they got really mad at him for saying that. And I feel like ever since then, I think that he's gotten a lot like I don't think he's gone against his audience and against certain types of extremism since that. And I think that this has happened with a lot of people is that more and more that they get kind of in this like kind of it's like a vicious circle. I don't really want to say that it's entirely like audience capture, but I think it's a kind of like a vicious circle of like radicalization where the audience radicalizes the streamer and then the streamer radicalizes the audience. And I think that you had people that were giving more measured opinions for things, maybe let's say like 5 years ago or 3 years ago, kind of refrain from doing that now because they're worried about kind of upsetting the extremists in their group. And I think this has been I think Hassan has been a victim of this. Not that he's necessarily not in control of his own destiny, but I think that his content has had that habit. And whether you can radicalize by your audience, no, I'm sure people are going to say that about me too. People are going to say that's the obvious like yeah, no you, right? I mean, of course people are going to say no you. That's fine. But what I'm saying is I think that's happened with him as well, right? I don't think that that's happened with me personally, and I'm sure he'll probably disagree with it happening to him. With him thinking it happened to him, I'm sure he's probably not going to say, oh yeah, I did this for sure. But that's what my take is on it as somebody who's watched the content over years. Does that make sense?
See, it's delusional thinking and it's destructive to their own cause.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7. That doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. God forbid you throw up the green Hamas banner.
Well, yeah, it's kind of bad, right?
And now, let's move on to our next terrorist organization, Twitch TV. Sinwar, Nasrallah, Dan Clancy.
Of course, I think it's irresponsible to do that. This is a point. I think that Ethan shouldn't have put that in the video. That's too much.
I'm being a little silly when I call Twitch a terrorist
It's a joke.
organization.
I know it's a joke, but I just look. I've been very consistent about advocating violence and these kinds of things. He's being silly. I know he's being silly. I know he doesn't mean it. I just don't think we should do that. That's all.
It's only a megaphone for terrorist propaganda. Dan Clancy has
And by the way, I want you guys to like, do you see how I said that and a lot of people got mad at me for it, and they're still getting mad at me for this? That's the exact thing that I think a lot of people are afraid of. I'm not afraid of making a lot of people mad, because I make so much content that even the worst controversy is like non-existent after a week. So I don't need to worry about this. But a lot of other people are terrified of it.
For a few years under his leadership, there's been a few notable instances. One being reducing the premium subscription split from 70-30 to 50-50,
He went
which he reversed after backlash. He also attempted to ban the size of sponsored logos on stream to 3% of the size of the screen, was also reversed after backlash. So he's essentially achieved nothing. Well, there's one thing. He actually laid off 900 employees. That one he did not take back. But here's where the trouble begins. He likes his song.
By the way, I mean, you lay off 900 employees, Twitch works pretty much the fucking same. I mean, kind of interesting, huh? Well, how about that?
Really likes his song. Let me read you an excerpt from a recent interview Dan did. Not Gamer himself. Clancy mostly watches musicians or talk shows on Twitch. He particularly enjoys the leftist political commentator, Hassan Piker. I like the frankness and the bluntness. He's comfortable saying whatever he believes. Don't you think that might be part of the problem there, Danny Boy?
Doesn't matter if fucking breaks habit, Comic 7.
By speaking what he
Well, I
believes.
think the problem is that these guys get banned and then Hassan doesn't get banned for speaking what he believes. I think that a lot of people would respect Dan for saying that if these other guys were also given a platform. But like Nick is banned, Alex Jones, as far as I know, is banned. Sneeko has been banned and unbanned. Myron, I'm not really sure where he's at right now. But like the problem is that it's a biased perspective that's masquerading as an ideology. You don't like the fact that people are blunt and outspoken. You just agree with them because other people who are blunt and outspoken get banned. That's the issue. That's the problem. And Destiny too. Like I know earlier I was criticizing Destiny and being negative about him. But Destiny does not deserve to be banned on Twitch. He should not be banned on Twitch. What he got banned for was ridiculous, and it was completely unfair. Destiny second. Listen, I'm not going to get into that. This is before any of those allegations came out. Unless he got banned for something that's totally off the table that I don't know about, nothing publicly that Destiny did while he was on Twitch should have caused him to get banned. And it was outrageous that he did.
He should be on Rumble with the other fringe or radical political streamers, but no, not under Dan Clancy's watch. Dan has elevated him to the status of
My viewpoint is that nobody should be banned. I think the only thing you should get banned for is advocating for violence. And doxing and maybe like 3 other things, right? So my perspective is Hassan shouldn't be banned, Sneeko shouldn't be banned, Nick shouldn't be banned, Destiny shouldn't be banned, Alex Jones shouldn't be banned, and Byron shouldn't be banned. Nobody should be banned. That's my viewpoint. Nick Hayden shouldn't be banned, no. Like, and by the way, this is why I support Twitter, like Elon Musk buying Twitter. Nobody on that list is banned on Twitter. I support Twitter. Frogan? I don't think Frogan should be banned. Like in a perfect world, based off of the TOS, she should be banned. But if I were to write the TOS, I would write it where Frogan wouldn't be banned. No. If she wants to be obnoxious and rude and call people racial slurs, fuck her. Just don't watch. Really, just stop watching it. Problem solved. I don't care about that. I don't want to tell people they can't say that's not my problem. Fuck that. Advocating for violence is different. That's what we've tried to take. I'm sorry, but I believe in freedom of speech. Yeah, I know, guys. It must be very upsetting. Very upsetting. Did she push for violence? Well, then that's a separate conversation.
Which rolled boy. And if you still have
Somebody else. I understand that the company wants to maintain this position because of advertising, but I do not like the idea that I'm having my morality dictated to me by a company who uses slave labor in third world countries to make bullshit, and they lock people inside of buildings overnight, and they have basically slaves making cobalt, slaves in cobalt mines. I don't want to have my morality dictated to me by a company that utilizes slavery, and I don't respect their moral position at all. These companies would be promoting Hitler if they were on World War II. They don't have any ideology other than money.
Now, let this settle the matter. Just for clarity, Dan Clancy's the one filming and singing in this video.
Happy birthday to you.
What the fuck?
Happy birthday to you.
Bro, we're never beating the Hassan runs Twitch allegations after this.
Yes, even he knows this is bad of them to do that. Because now it's going to make them look bad if Hassan says anything bad in the future. Yeah, it's funny, even Hassan knows it's bad.
Oh my god.
He knows it's bad.
Happy birthday, dear Hassan.
Crazy.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday from Twitch, Hassan.
Yeah.
I've been looking around and I genuinely have never seen another video like this anywhere, where Dan Clancy, or any top executive, forced all these poor sons of bitches during a lunch break to gather around in the crew room and sing happy birthday for Hassan Piker. How humiliating is that? There's also a small issue with Dan being a total creep.
Want to explore clips?
That's right.
And I have pussy. Okay. So if you want to check out the stories, this
Nice.
See what you missed yesterday. You click there.
and now you're in shorts.
My man.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Also.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. If you want to check out the stories, see what you missed yesterday. You click there.
I mean, you guys know I am the last person who will ever criticize this. I am not going to try to grandstand about this and act like, oh, it's so problematic that Dan did this. I do not give a fuck. Sorry. You're only 40? Shut up!
That's very nice.
That's very nice.
You know, Dan, I would let this creep narrative go. If it didn't happen twice, roll it. You want to see clips? Swipe this way and you're seeing clips. The clips and that's yeah. First of all, it's gross enough you're a creep, but what an incompetent idiot you are. You're
I don't think it's gross. Just look at girls. I don't think it's weird. Like, I don't know. It's just like, I know what the fuck you want me to say. I don't think it's weird. There's nothing wrong with it. He's a guy. He's attracted to women. Like, what are you talking about?
CEO of Twitch, and you get caught with the fucking.
He's like 70? Yeah, I know. When I'm 70, I'm gonna do the same thing. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing I say right now. Bro, what? Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, there's, yeah, I mean, these are adult women, right?
You get caught with the girls on your homepage twice?
Yeah.
Bro, come on, dude. You got life, man.
Yeah, but hey.
You don't want that. Don't want that in my head, bro. It's also a little bit disturbing considering, he's these people's bosses. Right, so he's incompetent. He's free. He's protecting terrorist propagandists. So what's up? So what's the big deal? Dan Clancy. Well, what happened next is what really made me realize how corrupted and rotten Twitch is to the very core of the organization. First, let me introduce you to Frogan.
Oh, here we go. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Why can they defend racism and not violence? If you defend freedom of speech, why can they defend? I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah, here we go. There's Frogan. Which, by the way, I found this to be kind of odd. I met Frogan IRL, and I talked to her. She's very nice. It's always weird to talk to people that have, like, these personalities online. And I'm sure, yeah, she's very nice. I got along with her. Everything's fine. And then some crazy shit like this happens fake. Yeah, so what am I going to say?
Trip down people and buy some rope.
She's one of the son's main moderators. She's leading great discourse like
Arabs are so scary. He's so Islamophobic, actually racist. Never again.
Ethan's Islamophobic for saying don't kill civilians.
Yeah.
She has zero talent. She has 100 concurrent viewers, but somehow she's always on the homepage. She's winning awards. Nobody's watching her. Nobody cares. Why is she relevant? We don't know.
So, I think that obviously, it's very obvious to me. Like, they're trying to put her up there because she's like an ethnic minority. I mean, sure, of course, that's what's going to happen.
What for you show
I mean, they literally even said that, right? I mean, they said that. That's why they're a Twitch hunt.
an actual horrible person Frogan is, so that you can see who Twitch is elevating. So let's start with this clip. Ludwig, a large streamer on Twitch, donated $10,000 to the Palestinian.
Bro, imagining donating $10,000 to somebody's cause, and then they call you a fucking cracker. Are you kidding me? This is crazy.
That's a wonderful thing to do.
This is
nuts. Not big enough for Frogan.
I find ultimately, like, if I were to do a charity thing, or the charity thing relies on your donations, it should be something where, like, 95% of people feel good and are down for it. And, like, ultimately, regardless of what you think, that is not the situation here. So I personally donated $10K. Because I think it is worthwhile.
I love watching Ludwig try to navigate these different social situations because it's so fucking obvious that he literally just wants to make money and make content, not have anything to do with any politics or anything like that. But then all of his friends constantly get him into situations that are illegal. Like, he legitimately, I think he does care, but I think that he realizes that doing it is something that is bad for his brand, and so he doesn't want to do that for business reasons. And I find it funny to watch it happen because you can tell he's so stressed out. He's like, I have to fucking say something and have an opinion on this, and he does not want to have an opinion on this. He doesn't want to deal with it at all. He's so stressed. It is. Was he? No, he doesn't. He just simply doesn't. Listen, just because somebody doesn't want to be a martyr for your cause doesn't make him a pussy, okay? It doesn't make him a cracker either, Frogan.
If you guys got to make sure wherever you donate, but I won't throw it on you, know what I mean? No thanks. That's something when I say that, you know what I mean? That's why it's a difference
This is a cracker cake.
between, like, I can put my money where my mouth is, but I don't need to put your money there. I don't need to enter fucking debates.
This is my favorite part.
I'm not gonna ask it.
Not this.
I don't care if they're dying, but you know, I'm just trying to donate.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. Me, I donated $10,000, but I'm not there to promote
Here
it.
comes.
Just don't say you donated $10,000. Like, if you don't actively believe, you don't believe in the cause, and if you're not against genocide at this point, like, keep your fucking money. Keep your $10,000.
She's turning away the $10,000 on behalf of the Palestinians that are like, they want them. She's like, no, they don't need your $10,000. Like, the cracker part is like, okay, yeah, it's just stupid, right? But like, if you're turning down their money, how do you do that?
$1,000. Keep your little chump change, like, what do you want to say, like, congratulations?
Imagine being Frogan, a leftist living in LA in comfort, begging for her rent money, and telling displaced and famished Palestinian children, no thanks, you need to get that 10,000 back. Ludwig didn't pass my
He
kid
didn't mean it.
test.
Keep your fucking money.
Oh my god.
More.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distressing you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. The US military? Who fucking who? I will be at PTSD. When I want my fucking Camaro on the stones, fuck you. I will be at PTSD. Then I hope you get health insurance to get back to fucking America.
This clip obviously made the rounds on social media and rightfully outraged a lot of people. Here's how she responded the next day.
I will be at PTSD.
Please.
Then I hope you get health insurance to get back to fucking America.
Is this?
If they go to the I'm like, base?
Man.
Base? Like, am I supposed to be like, I'm not walking that guy, I still fucking agree with it, base?
The smugly finds Frogan is showing this only because she knows that Twitch will do nothing to moderate her, despite
No, they won't. They will do nothing.
Everyone's being classified as a protected group in Twitch's own community guidelines. But wait, there's more.
Okay, 6250, 9/11 baking stream and graphic degree. If we get to this goal by 9/11, Capri, Graf and I will make the Twin Towers on the stacked thing. Then we'll make an airplane, and we'll recreate 9/11.
To be fair, this is again something that I'm not even going to pretend to moralize about this. You know, the Ash Ketchum catching the illegal aliens with Tom Holman. I've had a number of jokes that I think are a lot worse than this one. I'm not even going to begin to try to talk about how bad this is. Okay? We're not going to pretend.
This tweet was the final straw for me. You'll notice the date is October 7th, 2020.
Yeah, this one was really good. But yours are funny. I think they're funny too. I do. I think that I'm funny. My terrorism, like dark humor jokes, are way better than hers. Look, if she wants some better terrorist jokes, she can just hit me up. I'll come up with some good ones. Okay?
3. The morning of the massacre at 5:30 a.m. Pacific.
5 in the morning?
Venezuelan
Wow.
Hamas had infiltrated a music festival and several Kibbutzim. They began their wanted slave of civilians. Here's what she tweeted. Leftists preach it foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America. But as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. It's not what she said. It's when she said it.
Well, she's obviously referring to what happened on October 7th. It's not like this is random, right? I mean, she obviously meant that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot harder to get people to agree with you whenever you're killing and raping civilians. Like it is. It's like you're like, this is our message. We kill and rape civilians. Okay, well, that doesn't really get as many people, right? Yeah, it's just a bad message. A lot of people don't like that.
On Twitter celebrating, I was listening to the local news in Israel. Families were calling into news stations begging for help. Let me show you what I mean. The morning of October 7th, Israelis were listening to calls like this all morning long. Imagine reading this tweet after listening to this. This woman should have moved on years ago to another profession, but for some reason Twitch is obsessed with keeping her on life support.
To be fair, both of these events were not Twitch events, and they were run by, ironically, Cutie Cinderella, who's Logan's girlfriend.
Instead of moderating her, they actually gave her an award, Together for Legendary Woman, in which she would get front page.
Wait, Twitch gave her that? Wait, I didn't even know about this one. Oh fuck, never mind. Legendary Woman.
And follow your mom. This is actually my favorite detail about Frogan. She won a Rising Star Award at the Streamer Award. That award's open up by her friends, and then the next year, guys, she gets nominated for Rising Star again. Are they fucking with her? You can't do Rising Star twice. It's up or it's down, man. Like you were never up. That was the problem. They tried to pretend like you were up when you were always down. Rising Star twice.
He's right.
This is
Yeah, I remember, not Ludwig, fucking Miz joked about this, and she got so upset.
Are you a boost up there, some shit?
The picture is fake in the second one. Yes, that's correct. The picture that was used in the second image is in fact fake, but it is true that she was nominated and won Rising Star 2 years in a row. I think that maybe she didn't win both years, but she was nominated 2 years in a row. Yeah, but it might be fun. Like it's the wrong image, but the right argument. She won one, lost one. Well, that would make sense, right?
Because Frogan is a two-time Rising Star champ, and because of her massive viewership of 100 concurrent viewers, it only makes sense that Twitch would give her one of the main stages at TwitchCon to do a 45-minute long segment. Her idea that was Twitch approved. Arab to Jew, racial terrorist.
Oh god. Wow. That's crazy, isn't it? This is even a thing? Yeah, I don't know.
So the premise is who can say Habibi, an Arabic word of affection like baby or sweetheart. This tier list determines who can say it. Top and most desirable tier is Arab. And at the bottom, the worst one is, quote, Love Sabra. Now, why does Love Sabra equate to Jews? Sabra is a well-known Israeli company that makes hummus. They've been on the divestment list for many, many years, so the activists are well aware of their status. Oh yeah, and Sabra literally means a Jew that was born in Israel. It also plays up in
A Jewish person born in Israel? Huh, how about that? Yeah.
It also plays up an anti-Semitic trope that denies Jewish identity in the Middle East. There's this idea that Israelis are all white colonizers who are stealing the culture and identity of Arabs to make it seem like they belong there. Watch Frogan and her co-host accuse Israelis of culturally appropriating Arab culture.
Well, the one thing that's like funny is that there's two types of like genocide, right? There's like genocide for real people, and there's like cultural genocide, right? Like it's fucking funny. Those motherfuckers trying to take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create Sabra, make that look a staple hummus of America, insane.
It's just references as like that's actually like cultural appropriation. Like you get mad when someone has like dreadlocks and they call that cultural appropriation. This is like a hairy, like it's okay, people like white people are allowed to have dreadlocks, they wear dreadlocks, but like actually trying to claim our food, our desserts.
Just one question for you guys. Who the fuck do you think is making the hummus in Israel? Martha Stewart? No, it's the same fucking Arabic speaking.
Yeah, my understanding is that Jews and Arabs were all they all came from the same fucking place, basically. Like that's my understanding. Now I could be wrong about that. Not, I mean, I think it's entirely true every time, right? And like obviously, as time is going on, things change. But like, I mean, I don't know, is this like a forbidden fact or something? Like, I thought this was just established. I thought people just knew this.
Jews that you kicked out in the 1950s.
Yeah.
Yes, they also like hummus, and they like all the same shit you do. Because they are you. They're from your country. You kicked them all out, and now you're accusing them of stealing your culture. You want to talk about cultural genocide? Well, here it is. You racist piece of shit.
Those motherfuckers trying to take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Hey, scumbag, here's a hummus place we used to eat at. The chef is from Yemen. Here's another dude from Syria. Does this dude look like a white colonizer to you? Would you like to tell him?
See, this is one thing that I think is also probably true. Like, I really don't know about this, but I think that in places where there are both like Arabs and Jewish people, I think that probably in a lot of cases they just generally get along. Am I wrong about that? And am I? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they probably do. Right? Exactly. And so. I feel like this is another issue, is that you have people that are like super ideologically motivated that end up radicalizing groups of normal people that end up making everything in the world a worse place. I think that's it. It's a bit more nuanced than that, but yeah. Oh, I'm sure there's friction. Of course, there's friction. But like in general, I think people generally can get along, right? In a lot of cases, even if they're very different. I think that in the U.S. that's definitely true. And so I think that normal people are getting radicalized by this. And when you actually probably see a lot of these places, it's everybody getting along and there are no problems. Religion's part of the delusion. Yeah, no, for sure. That's also a religion thing. Yeah, no doubt.
Culture. This is what most Israelis look like.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create Sabra.
This is casual bigotry being passed around like a leftist talking point. It's exactly why people are saying that anti-Semitism is coming mostly from the left. And yes, I know this dipshit is also Jewish. Incredible. He picked up so many tokens, he actually became one. And by the way, everybody on this panel is looking pretty fucking white themselves. So bear all this in.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, like, yeah. Like, I mean, look at my scan, look at their scan, it's pretty close, right? I mean, let's be honest. It's pretty close.
Incredible. He picked up so many tokens, he actually became one. And by the way, everybody on this panel is looking pretty fucking
this guy too. I mean, like, And I'm a pale guy, right? I'm a really pale guy. It's just interesting.
And white themselves. So bearing all this in mind, it's really not a stretch to say that the Love Sabra racket is a dog whistle for Israelis or Jews.
The next person is one of my favorite people, Ethan Klein.
Uh-oh.
That was a good one. That's it. All right. Turn off the check.
You don't know where this is going. These are missing category for Zionist. That was just a joke.
Stand up. Well, obviously it's Love Sabra, right?
Yeah, that's what
That's Love Sabra.
She apparently controlled it.
The bad Jew category. Put him in the bad Jew category quick. Oh, God. No, Twitch is supposed to be so fucking bad about this. Oh, my God.
With the head of the KKK and he told her more so. So if it wasn't obvious enough, they called me one of the best known Jewish creators and immediately put me in Sabra. Well, Sabra, by the way, was Turkish, not Arab. That's the good one. The Arab ethnicity is S tier. Then Dams jokes that we don't have a category low enough for Zionists. Once again calling out my Jewish identity.
Where's the user missing category for Zionist?
And if it isn't about being Jewish, why would they put Ben Shapiro in the thumbnail? One of the other posts.
Come on, you guys. Come on. Yeah, I didn't do it to him.
I'm gonna choose on you in the category next to me when he's not even featured in the game. Who's next down there? Anne Frank, Einstein, Seth Rogen, Schindler. All the Jewish, but they put him down there. Let's be real. It also doesn't help their case that both Milo and Ben Shapiro's wife were born in Israel, which would make them Sabras. So love Sabra literally in this case means Jew lover. That sounds pretty racist. The title, how arrogant are these Twitch streamers? Hold on a minute. I thought this was about hummus. You know, I'm tired of these people gaslighting me. Haven't the Jews been gassed enough? See.
You went there. Well, I'm so like the thing is that I'm so glad that people are not tone policing themselves over this stuff. This is fucking hilarious to me. I think it's so funny. I am so over the era of these fat, annoying, busybody Karens telling you what's funny and what's not. That was funny.
You're telling me you understand what microaggression is, but you can't understand why a Jewish man might be uncomfortable with this. I feel like this is indefensible, blatant, obvious anti-Semitism, and this was greenlit on Twitch to appear on their main stage. How is that even possible? Right in front of their sponsors too: Chevron, Capcom, and Samsung. This racial tier list was brought to you by our sponsors: Chevron, Capcom, and Samsung. This is an example of Twitch management elevating a racist nobody like Rogan at the detriment of their own company's well-being. Why? After the predictable controversy this caused, Dan Clancy, the CEO, went live for the first time after 2 weeks and did an FAQ.
It's exciting to be here. Gary, thanks for having me. It's always a joy to do this with you. And we have a lot to talk about it. And looking forward to questions.
Let's take a look at some of the questions they got. This person asked, do you plan?
I'm addressing the anti-Semitism problem, and he got banned for that. Yeah, I can see that.
Now addressing the anti-Semitism problem, Dan's response, permanent ban.
Yeah.
Why do you not ban streamers that show terrorist propaganda on your website? Good question. Permanent ban.
Got it.
And do you got a comment about the ADL and anti-Semitism on Twitch? What the fuck is the CEO banning people for asking reasonable questions about a relevant controversy they've been in? What the fuck is this? These are not even written like in a mean way. You are banned, just like the entire country of Israel. It had just been oh my god.
Should have seen Dennis cover this. I'm sure she. Let me guess. She was upset. Was that accurate? She was? Yeah. I could have assumed that.
Covered around the same time as this tier list, that Twitch had secretly, without announcing it anywhere, banned the entire country of Israel from creating new accounts. This was enacted right after October 7th, and it continued on for a year. And if you're wondering how you didn't hear about it before, it's not because the Israelis weren't talking. Here's the top Israeli streamer's video about it, which is entitled, Twitch does not want Jews on their platform. He explains that they slowly started to realize no accounts could be made, and him and his fellow Israeli streamers were causing a lot of noise to get noticed. But Twitch completely ignored them for 5 months. When he created a support ticket with Twitch.
Yeah, Israel was a mess with Palestine in there. I think that, so the defense that Twitch ran for this was they said that they were doing it in order to prevent people from talking about terror content and like violent content. But I don't think that was really true because they didn't ban IP addresses from Ukraine, and they haven't banned IP addresses from other countries that were embroiled in conflict either. So I think that if this was a policy to ban IP addresses based off of the current countries like conflict situation, then it would apply to other places besides Israel. So you can logically assume that that's not the reason, because if it was, it would apply to other situations.
Straight up deleted, which is zero explanation. Around the end of the year, when people started talking about anti-Semitism on Twitch, Dan Saltman discovered the Israel ban when he was sent the code proving the block happened, presumably from someone who works at Twitch, and it could no longer be ignored.
Yeah, kind of recently actually. We'll see what happens in the future. I don't think this whole saga is over.
Israeli and American media started to pick up the story, which finally forced Twitch to respond. He also explains the block started on October 13th, which happens to be Global Jihad Day, when Islamic terrorists call on others globally to act, which he thinks is an odd coincidence. They were
It's
never
probably an odd coincidence, but it's definitely, there sure are a lot of coincidences, huh? There's a lot of coincidences. Wow. Think about how many coincidences there are. Is the nigga lying?
notified in any way and agrees to offense in their business. He says he doesn't feel safe with Dan Clancy in power, as he feels he can no longer trust him. When Israelis try to sign up, they give you a generic error message. It doesn't say anything.
I think Dan, like listen, Dan knows this. Dan can reach out to me whenever he wants, if he wants to get some insight from a person who I hope that he knows and I'm unbiased. I think that Twitch has a huge problem, and I think that it is right underneath the surface. And I think that if the problem goes the way I think it will go, it could negatively affect his career in a great way. And I think that's what will happen. I think it already has, to be honest. Now, I've defended Dan a lot, and I still continue to defend Dan, because I do not think he is a bad actor. I think that he is just being irresponsible. But if he wants to reach out to me, and I have no problem working with other people that are, across the aisle for this kind of stuff, I think that he should get people like me and Hassan. And we need to figure this out before this website gets shut the fuck down and advertisers all leave. Because it will happen. I guarantee you it will fucking happen. and Destiny, and Dan Saltman, right? Like, I mean, this is a legitimate problem. Like, and I don't see how people can't see this. I don't. I don't see how people like. Am I crazy for seeing this? It's so clear. Amazon pulled the plug. You defend Dan to your own detriment. The guy is corrupt. I don't think that's what's happening. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think that. I don't think Amazon will pull the cord. I think that they will probably replace the leadership. They will replace the leadership and then replace the. And this is why I think that even people like Assange should come to the table with this. Is that if this happens, I think the type of content that both of us do will be on the chopping block. I think that's what will happen. Because if I was Amazon, that's what I would do. Because let's be honest, 99% of the problems on Twitch come from 5 people. I'm one of them, and he's one of them. Maybe 10. And so, yeah, I think we need to figure this out before this gets out of control. I don't want to have to play, like, I've watched this son play Marvel Rivals. You guys don't want to watch that. You don't want to watch me play Marvel Rivals either. Like, they gotta figure this shit out before things get real bad.
Yes, that's it. You're ineligible because you're Israel. So, when one of these guys wrote to Twitch customer service, this is what they said. I'm really sorry that you were having issues creating an account. We reviewed your case thoroughly and can confirm that, unfortunately, you are not eligible to create Twitch accounts. As a result, we will be closing your case at this time. Under the new increased scrutiny, Dan Clancy panicked and posted 2 terrible explanations that were immediately community noted. They were to say on one hand that they reviewed the case thoroughly, and then on the other hand say it was an accident and they didn't know. This is all very fishy. A big media company like Twitch doesn't realize that their new account sign-ups from Israel has completely flatlined. You're telling me that you guys didn't notice that. That's impossible. Then, at the same time, it was announced that Sneeko, Fresh and Fit, and the Little Luthi Twin Terrorists were all unbanned and they could stream again on Twitch. This is like
Which, by the way, I think is not the Luthi guy, because he's like literally advocating for genocide. That's not really not so good, right? But otherwise, yeah.
holy trinity of anti-Semitism.
Switch. Welcome. I know we had kind of banned or whatever, or we got suspended, but I went ahead and appealed it. And we're back in house, man. So for all the haters out there that were like, you know,
This didn't last, by the way.
because we're back in house, they can't stop us.
It's accounts were eventually rebanned, but the decision to unban those 3 creators at that exact time and being 3 of the best known anti-Semites on the internet seems to clearly be trying to send a message. And then it was discovered that Twitch's head of policy and community guidelines was previously fired from her job publicly by the British government. Why? She does not like the Jew. That's right.
Uh-oh. Too many coincidences? No, guys. I'm sure all these things are coincidences.
Her head of trust and safety was previously suspended from her job at Ofcom for being too anti-Zionist. And guess where her very next job was at? That's right, Twitch TV. Apparently she was posting pro-Hamas tweets only mere days after October 7th happened. That's so interesting. It sounds just like someone else we know. It's almost
Didn't Dan make a video about that? I think he did, right? Yeah, I talked to him privately about this before I made the video, and I was kind of shocked. It was insane.
supporting terrorists is institutional. Hell, it might even be a prerequisite. Take a look at this tweet from Twitch's senior manager of inclusive marketing, Bridget Shermatin, on October 12th. People are posting screenshots of them donating to Israel relief funds. Shaking my head, y'all are truly rooting for the oppressor. Read a damn book.
I mean, man, that's actually correct. Well, it's not really. So the reason why it's not is because the person living in Israel is not categorically an oppressor. And if you view every person who's living inside of a country as an oppressor, which means that they're effectively a military target, you're basically justifying a genocide, right? Because you would say that it's okay to kill all of them. So it's very easy to say that Israel as a country does bad things. And it's easy to say that the IDF is bad. It's easy to say that their foreign policy is bad. But it's very hard to justify saying that the relief funds that go to people that live in Israel who have been negatively affected, had their house blown up, or have had family members killed by terrorists, that these people are not victims. I think this is, I mean, how many of you guys are not retarded and you completely agree with this? Okay, everybody, basically, yeah, everybody. Wow, what a surprise. Israelis are monolith. Yeah, and I think that there are probably, I bet that there are a lot of Israelis who don't like what their government is doing. The same as there's probably a lot of Russians that don't like what their government is doing. I'm sure there's Ukrainians, Chinese people, Americans who don't like it either. Of course, right? And so to act like they're a monolith is, I think it's bad.
Look, this tweet was made only 5 days after the October 7th massacre. The donations she's criticizing would go to families like this.
Right, exactly.
If they were still alive. This entire family was murdered in cold blood by Hamas terrorists on October 7th. Bridget, who did these little girls oppress? How can you act so high and mighty for your cause and be so callous and inhuman for the innocents on the other side?
Wow, there's never been a case of a person who advocates for inclusion that actually turns out to be a psycho that is okay with killing people that they disagree with. Wow, has that ever happened before? Oh wait, that hasn't happened for 3 hours. Actually, no, 4, because I've been watching this video for a while. Yeah, I feel like it's just like, yeah, pretty much every time.
This statement was made by the senior manager for inclusive marketing.
Yeah.
Is that some kind of joke? Is this what inclusion looks like at Twitch?
Inclusion is including everybody whenever you kill them.
Isn't it really crazy at this point, after all this, to say that Twitch has an anti-Semitism problem? I think it would be harder at this point to argue the opposite. Oh, Bridget, one more thing, sorry, I forgot.
What's the difference between a Boy Scout and a Jewish kid? I'm trying to think of what the racist. So it probably has to do with like circumcision, right? And something about like, yeah, I can easily get, 2011 down, the camps.
Tell me the answer to this riddle. What's the difference between a Boy Scout?
This is, I don't know this racist joke. This is very advanced racism. I'm actually kind of embarrassed.
Jewish kid. I'm standing by.
Big camps and concentration camps. That's too easy.
let us know. And yes, it's true. I should point out this tweet is from 2000.
So it's like, oh, the Boy Scouts get like medals for going to camps, but that wouldn't even make sense either, because they gave the Jewish people things too. That's so stupid. It's not even a good joke.
It's fine. Sarah Silverman tweeted out, Kanye threatened the Jews yesterday on Twitter, and it's not even trending. Why do most of the only Jews speak up against Jewish hate? The science is so loud. Bridget said, this was the energy I was around when I worked with 2 Jewish women in social impact, who were both senior to me. She's trying to make Sarah Silverman seem...
This is the, in my opinion, I don't like either one of these people. This is an absolutely let them fight situation, because this is like DEI or Boros. I love it. I absolutely fucking love it.
like some kind of Jewish Karen for caring about the anti-Semitism. I wouldn't really care about any of this. If she wasn't the head of fucking diversity at Twitch, what the fuck is happening here? This is insane. So people like her deciding what is and isn't okay on Twitch, there's no surprise they end up with these extraordinarily uneven enforcements of the rules. Take, for example, this clip of the streamer Destiny, who was permanently banned for what he said here.
It's attacking his network engagement. It's not like doing. Like, it's doing the risk of me, like, ending up getting my propaganda, like, destroyed, because he's like, you're fucking disgusting. It's like, this is not worth it. This is totally not worth it.
And okay, fair enough. If you're going to be consistent with the enforcement, then
He's got to show the clip of Hassan saying that they're in red.
Let's have a friendly place, a safe environment. It's calling out a minority group in red, which results in...
Because I remember he said that. I remember what happened.
Okay. Okay, has anyone else done that?
Jewish KKK brigades out there. Just a bunch of fucking inbred hicks. Imagine the most inbred guy you can
Okay.
Hassan, a non-Jewish person, is referring to Jews as inbred consistently throughout his career.
inbred, ultra-orthodox psychopaths.
Zero punishment. Hassan, interviewing a movie pilot.
The movies also Allah is doing
Zero punishment. Hassan fucking terrorist propaganda with zero critical commentary.
like, what do you think musicals? They're very musical people. I know that. Are you serious?
Zero punishment. Hassan threatening a sitting congressperson. This one actually blew my mind. When I saw he tweeted that, I said,
I think that was a pretty big mistake. I'm surprised he tweeted that too. I think that was a really bad one. I'm actually surprised he didn't get in trouble for this. Like, no meme or whatever. Like, this is a really, this is a really bad one.
I said, he's done after this for sure. For sure. For those looking
Like,
on
on Twitter, right? I mean, like, I should get banned on Twitch for bad at that. But like, I'm surprised he didn't get banned on Twitch or Twitter or anything like that for seconds. Is that the guy that killed Shinzo Abe? Yeah, it is. It's the guy who's making it.
He has this weapon. I'll explain. Shinzo Abe was the Japanese prime minister. He served from 2012 to 2020. He was assassinated in July of 22, and a stunning fact that left the Japanese public horrified. He was killed with a makeshift weapon that the shooter had built himself at home. So when Hassan saw this tweet that he didn't like, he posted this.
So this is, I mean, it's obviously an advocacy for violence. I don't see how anybody could interpret it in any other way. And if he thinks it's not, then I would dare him to tweet it as Donald Trump. See what happens. He would never do that. It's obvious that it is.
In what can only be presumed as an invitation to summoning his fan base to build his weapon and then assassinating this sitting congressperson who wrote a tweet he did not like. I genuinely do not know how he landed himself in prison for making terroristic threats. Zero punishment. Let the streets soak in their fucking just not a solid problem. It underscores the disturbing trend of leftists on Twitch. The problem is, if you can believe it, these people are frequently making death threats and facing zero consequence.
I said this before. Nobody wanted to listen.
Well, it sounds far-fetched, but I assure you it's very real.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear.
Bro, that's you guys just get No, I'm gonna fucking lie.
It was just so easy. It was like, I saw all my problems when you have social now.
And eventually something like this is going to happen. I'll tell you guys, right? Eventually somebody will say something, somebody will do something, and it will happen. And if it does, that is going to be a very bad time for Twitch. And if I was Amazon and that happened, I would sack the entire executive leadership team of Twitch if that happened. And so I think everybody at Twitch that's working there right now needs to be fucking terrified of this. I would say rebrand, yeah. Why wait for it to happen? Because Twitch is going to act on it because they are okay with it because they agree with these people's politics. The reason why people are able to say this stuff and get away with it is because Twitch agrees with it. And the people that work at Twitch agree with it. That's why there's asymmetrical enforcement in the rules. It's that simple. I mean, really, how many points on the line do you need to come to that exact same conclusion?
Right? We have socials at this point. It's so much out of the way. It was so easy.
Thing that happens, I mean, like, holy shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want, it's also what I found to be very funny. Is do you remember whenever this guy was making that comment about Jewish people? Except for me. It's actually crazy that nobody actually caught on to what he was doing. And I read the conversation around it. When he turned his face to like indicate that it was like an early life Jewish person, he did that to essentially point at his He was obvious that he was doing it for that reason. No,
saw that? Nobody picked up on that at all? It was shocking to me. We have such amateur racists today. You know what? Who cares? I care that it's asymmetrical. I don't care about it fundamentally. I care about it being enforced in a way that's not consistent. And that's what I care about. Yeah, that's like multi racist. Yeah, it's like not consumer that thing.
$100,000, let me know. Actually, like from PA, the dude that stuck it before I even do a transformation story. Didn't see the video.
I found a bounty on somebody said he got 3 days.
Wow. Dreamer's head. This man should not be getting the 3 days credit. He should get a knock on his door from the FBI. I made this video for 2 reasons. First, to stop Hassan infiltrating mainstream media. Hassan's been welcomed by many mainstream outlets. They view him as a friendly social democrat, and someone who's trying to spread progressive politics online to impart demographic. But we know that's not true. He is not their friend or their ally. If you ever see Hassan, other fringe radical political commentators. Number 2, which must be called.
Get charged next to nothing.
These brands have been right now. We all recall the apocalypse. Yeah, happened when ads were running for ISIS and causing an exodus. The same thing is happening now. They're monster videos.
This is totally different. ISIS was totally different situation.
You know, yeah. But instead of ISIS, it's the movies. Okay. Dan Clancy's refusal to moderate extremists is the only reason for any of this. He is the sole person to blame. He had so many opportunities to stop this.
Didn't Peloton recently stop promoting some anime guy for saying things like he's not too? This happened a couple of days ago.
The sole person to blame.
Yeah, right.
He had so many opportunities to stop this. Ultimately, after dedicating months of my life to creating this video, I got one overwhelming conclusion. Fuck this dude.
That's it. I think that a lot of, and I feel like really did that. What a video. Holy shit, what a video. I'll link you guys the video. I think that one of the biggest points that I would make about this is that I think that this is especially true for like Hassan. Their amount of, like kind of like the amount of like kind of defense that they run for, like what I would consider to be like indefensible bad behavior, has actually alienated more people than it's attracted. And I think that the end result of that is that it has caused their cause to lose ground. And it's something like I do sympathize with a lot of people who are in Palestine. In a way, I feel bad for them when they have some pampered, LA girl who's trying to refuse aid on their behalf because it doesn't pass her purity test. I do. I think that's very obnoxious. And I think that type of thing is harmful for everyone. It doesn't help any people. It helps is people who don't even support them, which I found to be the most ironic and ridiculous thing. And I don't know about that. Their goal is not to attract more viewers, but to push their agenda. Yeah, you can't push your agenda without more viewers. And when you, if you attract more viewers, I think it won't work. Because I think that there's a level of extremism that becomes alienating.
And always complaining, always complaining.
Like, for example,
always complaining.
Like, I know a lot of you guys would be mad because I would defend certain like small snippets of like Hassan. Oh well, like the 9/11 thing. I was like, okay, well, this is like what he means is American imperialism. I get kind of what his point is, and like I try not to take people out of context as much as I can, right? But at the same time, there are just a lot of these examples, and especially with interviewing that Houthi guy, that was definitely a pretty big mistake. And I like your fair. No, I do. I try to be fair about everything, and like that's it. But then you bundle it all together. Yeah, no doubt, right? And so it's funny line at this point. Yeah, no, I know that, but I'll just talk about each individual thing itself. But I think say that also. So it's defending rape, murder, children. Well, that's the thing, right? Is that I think that not immediately condemning that stuff and running defense for it and saying that terrorist organizations are like not problematic or not bad, and then showing these people they're like invading ships with like machine guns on like unarmed ships. Like this kind of stuff is just simply not appealing to an average audience. I think that it's alienating to an average audience. And so I think that the end result of this is that people will be more alienated from these causes. I think that they will be more opposed to any sort of leftist. And I think that this is something where people throw the baby out with the bathwater. Where now it's kind of like what happened with like the trans kids and like trans athletes, and like now they're thinking about taking back gay marriage. Like we're going in reverse and we're going fast, right? And I think that that's what's going to end up happening. There's going to be a counterpressure. There's going to be a countercorrection for this that I think will be harmful to people that they at least try to be advocates. And I find that to be very worrisome. I do. And I'll read some comments. Obviously, don't make excuses. I think this is I think that's a very accurate analysis. I mean, personally, I think it is. Did the content good for Destiny, or people will call you Destiny fan? I will watch a content piece that's negative about Destiny, but I will not cover. And this is, I know that H3H3 has. I obviously like I read clips, I read LSM and stuff like that. I saw that H3H3 insinuated that Hassan did something that was like some sort of like sexual thing. I will not cover any of those topics. I will not cover those topics because they are unsubstantiated rumors and they are crimes and they should be treated like crimes. So if the next video is about Hassan doing anything that is sexual that is not proven in court, I have no interest in watching it. I have the same viewpoint for Destiny. If people want to criticize Destiny for being a cuck or for saying things that are wrong or for losing a debate, that's totally fine. I have no issue with watching them. But I will not cover allegations that are accusations of crime. I think that these things need to be dealt with in a court of law, and I am not a court of law. I'm not the Punisher. That's it. So I'm not going to watch them. And so yeah, you're about fire, dude. Okay. Well, then find me the fire. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that go find the fire. Then go to court. Do you think that a lot of tribals in the U.S. can be handled by solved by having similar parties, similar parliamentary system? I think that there's always going to be problems and and division lines, of course, for sure. Tsunami's turning nicer now. Oh yeah, I don't know. I have to look and see. Smoke machine. Yeah, I mean actually, yeah, there are. Okay, let's go. Yeah, and like that's why I didn't watch this video for a while. By the way, the reason why I didn't watch the video for was precisely for that reason. It's because I was concerned that I know that there are accusations against Hassan. Now, my personal opinion is that I but at the same time, I know that there are these accusations out against him, and that's why I refrained from watching the video because I didn't want to platform them. And so, yeah, that's really about it. Hassan wants to debate his reply, though. Yeah, no, and if Hassan and Ethan want to debate, if they want to moderate, I'll do it. Yeah, I want to moderate, I'll do it. Sure. Fine with me. The incredible though, please. Oh, and you think I would ever refuse content? Hassan would never. Well, he was the one that initiated it. Hassan wanted to debate Ethan himself. Yeah, that's. I don't know what you mean by that. And Hassan refused to watch the video. Yeah, it makes sense why he wouldn't want to platform a video. It's negative about it. Someone wants to debate that debate. Let's be real. Well, look, I'm not trying to get into that, right? All I'm saying is that if they want to do a debate and they want to have somebody who, like, I've been friendly towards Ethan, I've been friendly towards Hassan really for years now. And so, if they want somebody, like, I feel like I've got to be fucking close to things when I'm a biased person. If they want to moderate it, then they can fine. So, and if not, they just want to do it themselves, that's fine, I'll react to it, right? So, I'm not gonna get a YouTube video about this either way. So, but yeah, no, if they want me to get involved, that's fine too. But, yeah, sure. And, yeah, no doubt. How much you defend Hassan? I don't think that I really defend anything. I will defend actions, and I will defend things and ideas. I don't like to defend people. Like, in general, like, I try not to do that. And so, like, it's stretch on you defending Ethan. Well, if I'm getting both sides mad at me, that means that I'm probably doing a good job. And so, yeah, that's really about it. Even more charitable than Hassan, that means that to you. Yes, but if I treat somebody the way that they treat me, does that mean that I'm being fair, or I'm just simply retaliating? I don't need to worry about if I'm not just you. It's not important to me whether other people will do the same thing. I think that my position as a person on the internet, I take pride in trying to be objective and fair. I do. And this is a point of personal pride because I don't like how biased everybody is. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm never biased, and I do have viewpoints that I push, but I try to push those viewpoints in the context of criticism. And so, yeah, I'd rather see you crash out on these people than trash you. I know that. That would be better content. I'm fully aware that it would be much better content for me to crash out on them and get mad at them and that be more entertaining or get more views. But I think it's also a short-term amount of success, and I think that in the long term, I would not gain from that, and it would not be in my best interest. Because I think that people would learn to not respect my viewpoints, and I think that, like, over the years, I try to be as fair as I can be, and be as measured and accurate as I can be, because that's something that people are looking. I think that there is a huge contingency of people that is not radicalized, that even if they hear a person who they disagree with, they end up not caring. They're fine with that, because at least they're hearing something that's authentic, and that's something that I want to do. Is that it challenge you to that level? Yeah. You're not looking after that goal by calling Hassan has done mistakes when he himself stands by. So you're saying that it's a mistake because mistake applies to the wasn't intentional. Okay, what was a bad idea? The word, the vocabulary to me doesn't matter. Bad idea, stupid, mistake, it was unfortunate. You can use whatever vocabulary you want. It still means the same thing. Now, I'm not trying to play semantics games with this. A blunder, an oopsie, yeah, whatever you want to call it. I watched the whole thing, but this is what we do. Nothing too crazy. Talked about this for the last 2 hours. Yes, this was pretty bad, for sure. It was. No, sometimes when you know them, that much should be said at the highest level isn't stopping as soon as you get out of it now. Well, I try not to do that. I do understand Eastern Palestine very surface level, but I have no doubt that these are conclusions you come to in good faith. That's why I come here. Yeah, I think that my opinions on Israel and Palestine are surface level. I think that somebody like Hassan, to be honest, knows a lot more about it than I do. So does Destiny. So do a lot of people that are more educated on the topic. And that's why I don't really like talking about it a lot. That's why at the beginning of the video I kind of just let it play. Because, like, I don't really know a lot about this. I think that it's easy to condemn, you know, like terrorism and violence. But, like, to contextualize a 70-year war inside, like, a religious struggle and inside, like, all these other things, I don't really know a lot about that. And I don't really care a whole lot, honestly. And not in, like, a bad way. It's that I'm mainly focused on American politics and American culture and Western culture. And what happens over there is their business. And, you know, I don't want to tell them what they can do. Right? I don't want to play nation building over there either. Like, I don't support the U.S. trying to fuck with them at all. You know, but that's how I see it. You know, it's like answering politics. Politics don't matter. Only games of life matter. Yeah, but then they took away life boosts and they changed the games. And that's why people get a dislike ratio. Yeah, I mean, Hassan has a lot of fans, and I can see why people would disagree with it. There's also the people that don't like Ethan because Ethan's made bad jokes before in the past and he said bad things. So sure, I can easily see why there's going to be a lot of dislikes for it. I mean, absolutely. And Ethan's learned a lot of credibility over the years by doing different things that people disagree with too. That's just like a terrorist. And just anti-Semites. Yeah, I think there's definitely that. There's been a huge uptick in anti-Semitism. As I said, Adolf is making a big comeback. Said it many times. They're also deleting the negative comments. Yeah, most people do that. But yeah, let's see here. I'll read a few more. Just the comment was to get Israel and Egypt and Jordan to come to the table. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, so this is the thing, right? With like the Trump thing with like Palestine. I just don't know enough about it because I hear that they want to rebuild Palestine, and I'm thinking like, okay, this sounds like kind of a good thing. But then people are saying it's a bad thing, and that's confusing to me. So that's why I didn't really talk about it a lot. Because I don't understand this. Saying like, yeah, this is like, it seems like it would make sense that you would want to rebuild Gaza, and in order to do that, you have to relocate the people to rebuild it. But people view it as like ethnic cleansing. I don't understand that. It's very complicated, yeah, and that's why I don't really share a lot of viewpoints on it, is because maybe there's something I'm not getting. But I don't see this as like a terrible thing, but it's, again, it's out of my expertise, so like, I really just don't know. And there's a lot of context to it that I don't understand. I gotta talk about things that I at least believe that I understand. I don't even believe I understand now. So yeah, there we go. And if I get the right to rebuild, it's not their land. Well, I think that was the idea, was to like get the people in that area to agree on some sort of resolution. Like, I don't think that the U.S. wanted to ever be the one that rebuilds it themselves. I think that they simply wanted to be the conduit for getting it rebuilt. That's the way at least it sounded like to me. The assumption historically, large amounts of people usually get large amounts of deaths during after the transition. I think that's a really good point. Yeah, I think you're right about that. And I just don't know. Right? I mean, I don't know. The issue is no one actually wants to go back and never real. Yeah, again, I don't want to talk about this because I just don't really, I mean, it's kind of, I'm sure it's like probably, you know, bad metaphor, it's kind of a minefield, right? And so, like, I just don't really know a lot about it, so like, I don't want to say the wrong thing or, you know, like, push misinformation. So, yeah, I'd have to look and see more about it myself. But anyway, yeah. Let's see, but yeah, that's the video. I think again, I just hope that a lot of the people that are advocates of the, you know, like the same stuff that Hassan pushes and Hassan realizes, I think that they're really damaging their own cause, and I think that they're in a lot of cases with some of these comments causing more harm than good. And I hope that like videos like this, you know, can be seen as constructive criticism. And not all of this was constructive, but I hope that people can distill out of it a degree of constructive criticism. So yeah, and I know a lot of people have wanted to watch the video, so yeah, I'll watch the video, and there it is, the video was watched. Promises made, promises kept, right? Every once in a while it happens. So yeah, I'll give you more comments. Thanks for coming. Yeah, sure. Do you think Assange should be banned? I don't want Assange to be retroactively banned for comments he made last year. No. I don't like the precedent that sets, and I don't want to have that happen to me. Because I think that there are going to be comments that I made maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago that you could go back and get me banned for. So it's self-preservation, okay? I don't want people going back through all my laws. I don't want people going back through all his laws. I think that from now on, let's just not do that, right? That's the reason for the respect. Just Twitch updates US. I think they should if they intend to enforce it the way that they have. Did you make the launch on Saturday to maximize viewers? No. If I was going to do that, I wouldn't have done it at the same time that OnlyFans was doing it, right? And also, at the end of the day, the people that are going to watch this is like a fraction of the people that are going to end up watching on YouTube, right? Really, YouTube is where all the clips from this are going to come from. This probably will collectively get millions of views, but it won't get those millions of views from Twitch. Twitch I really just use as a platform to record videos. That's about it.
Yep.
Do you think he didn't know saying such horseshit is wrong? I don't know. I think it's probably a mix of both, right? It's probably all of them. Do you think Dan needs to step down in order for change to occur within the company? I think that Dan needs to acknowledge that there's a problem, and I think that he needs to look at the problem from a perspective that's outside his own. And I'd be more than willing to talk to Dan about this problem himself. I like Dan. I think that Dan can make Twitch great again. But I think that in order to do that, you have to realize what the problems are. And it's one of the reasons why I actually haven't gone super nuclear on Twitch. It's to preserve that relationship and to not burn that bridge. Because I hope that Dan can realize that I am an ally and not an adversary, and that I want to help make the website better. And I think that's in both of our interests. And that's why I haven't gone super nuclear. It's just simply not in my best interest in the long run to do that. I generally only act in my best interest, and I only do things that are beneficial to me. Now, they might not immediately be beneficial for me, but I think that in the long run, I believe them to be. Yeah, Dan doesn't know Dan's a fool. I think that Dan is probably in a very bad position. I think that the reason why Dan is in this position is because he's in a company that's ideologically captured. He knows that it's a problem, but he doesn't know how to approach the problem in a way that won't cause so much friction for him. And I think he might need help from Amazon himself. And so, he's a CEO. No, I think so, right? That's a bad leader. Look, I'm saying that it's a hard situation. I'm not saying he can't solve it. I'm saying it's a difficult situation, and these are the reasons why it's difficult. That's all.
Good video.
Marvel Ultimate, l'intégrale avec des bonus exclusifs. Le numéro 1 Spider-Man, $1,95 seulement.
We're gonna be switching to my thoughts. I'm gonna be watching I'm gonna be taking a shower.
So let's get started. You're obsessed with TLC and all the trashy reality.
It's the recap. It's the recap.
Ron and Sophie continue their conversation about whether or not they want to have kids. And Sophie basically tells him that she doesn't want to be pregnant because of her medical issues. So it's either surrogacy or adoption. So then Ron's like, okay, I definitely want little versions of me running around.
Okay, so I already watched. Okay. 6 days. Okay, let's finish this video. What is it, about 45 minutes? I'm out. I'm out of here. Go take a walk.
We're tax exempt. That's right. We have a tax exempt status because we are a faith base. And we are registered with the IRS.
Yeah,
so we are.
But God wants the pastor to be
I'm going to pay you, or you are going to pay them.
So, how about this? Your donations to the church would be a tax write-off. I mean, could you just...
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Why are you at 37?
What if you just donate the $2,500?
Oh, for fuck's sakes, dude.
I'll send you a beautiful gift from our church. Like all the former customers.
No, that is not what I
Listen, I'll send you I got a silver tongue, Jacob. You put me on the phone with the other customer, I'll convince him we'll get the heck split it. You get 1,000, 2,000, 1,000. I beg by the Zoom.
It's like when Jesus turned over the tater.
Mary, let me tell you if I understand. That is our customer money, and you have to be the somebody needs to go into the key on your account. Do you understand that?
Are you sure?
Do you know any Apple store near you?
I was just thinking, like,
And you say Apple store like a grocery store? Like a place that sells apples?
right, yes. Where
Yeah, Apple store, the place where you can buy Apple things. Do you know any Apple store?
Like a grocery store. Like when I go to buy my canned goods.
Do you know any of them?
Yes, yeah.
We have a Piggly Wiggly right around the corner.
Yeah, we can get oranges, apples. Great.
Yeah.
I think one year they had
No,
about
not that.
what they call the dragon
An
fruits.
iPhone store.
But you told us you couldn't touch those.
Oh, no, Mary, he's not talking about apples. He's talking about laptops, right? Laptop computers. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, Apple. The Apple store. Do you know any Best Buy near you? Any Best Buy store? Best Buy.
Best Buy is a good Christian location. I have bought many important electronics. You know what a drone is? I bought a drone.
Yeah.
To get footage of my boat. And it was awesome, man. I had a jet ski out there
Oh,
all day.
yeah, how far is that?
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close.
One Sunday morning, he
That's why
said,
Bill-
God wanted us to watch this
footage.
And you're going to go to the Best Buy store.
Yeah, we know that's my sort of black.
You need to buy a Best Buy gift card from it. Okay? You have to buy a Best Buy gift card from the Best Buy store. Okay? You understand?
Why? Alright.
So you were we have done for you $2,500, right? Out of that $2,500, okay? As you are so trustworthy and as you are so loyal to us, so our company and I, by myself, Jacob Smith, as a manager, I talk with my board of directors, okay? And they are going to give you a compensation, okay? So the compensation which is coming up to your way, yeah. So the compensation which is coming up to your way, and out of that $2,500, your refund amount for $250, right?
Right.
Plus 250, plus 250, and plus the compensation which is came up to you, that is $350 that we have to give you a compensation. So how much you need to, how much you need to set aside? Yeah, so you need to transfer only $1,900, okay? And again, to maximum
That's my God, Jacob Smith. Way to go, Jacob. I knew I like you, big old refund. Alright, take this. I'm gonna get her in my Corvette. We are gonna head on over to that Best Buy. And you know,
now you got to understand.
you know, one gift card,
Let me tell you the remaining.
separate gift. Okay, remaining.
I tell you, wait, I tell you, I tell you what you need to do, okay? You understand?
Okay, yeah.
You need to go to the Best Buy store, okay? You need to buy Best Buy
My store
gift card
card.
of $1,500. You understand? Alright, so you people ready to go? Are you dressed up?
Well, there we get your coat on. If you are gonna freeze your cousins off out there.
Okay.
I will go you out of the Best Buy.
We'll call you back. Have faith.
No, I will be on the phone.
I was hanging on right now because they're going to get
Are you at the Best Buy, man?
Yes.
There, who you talking to?
Yeah, don't talk right now.
I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone with Jeff. You ask Jeff.
He said something about a gyrus speed.
Mary, are you there?
Yeah, let me put you on the phone. I'm gonna put you on the phone.
No, don't talk to him. Do not talk to him.
Jeff, I got one question for you. Do you know anything about drones?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, listen, I'm split between an Avis G4 and a G5. I don't know if I need the gyroscopic stabilizer or not. Okay? Do I need it? It's a lot of extra money, Jeff. I need your opinion.
Sure, what I'm telling you, you have to listen to me, okay? You have to buy 2 pieces of Best Buy gift card, okay?
No,
Put cash
that,
for it. Take the
I'm just
cash.
asking. Yeah.
Yeah, take the cash. But you talk to me right now. Why not? Do not talk to me
I got one card in my hand right now. Okay? But I need to know. Listen, if you need to check out, I'm doing it. But I need to know, in your opinion, which one of these drones, the Avis G4 without the gyroscopic, or the Avis G5. I need your opinion. You're a tech guy. Do I need that gyroscopic stabilizer?
You take 2 pieces of $500 Best Buy, okay?
I have those in my hand. I was just asking Jeff his opinion on which drone is better. I'm checking out. I'm getting a drone in this trip too. You're tech guys, right? You work on
Don't
computer.
take any drone. Don't take any drone. Just take 2 pieces of $500 and come out the door, okay? Hello? Yes, Mary, I'm there. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Hello? Mary? Where are you right now? Where are you right now? Are you in the car? Are you in the computer? Are you in the computer? Are you in the car? So you got the car?
I think so. He got a bunch of different things.
He got a bunch of different things. And where are you right now? How many cars you got?
We ended up getting two of them Best Buy cards, right? And then we went over to Target, and the Target didn't have any of the Target ones. And we're gonna get some Olive Garden ones, but then they said, no, you should get the Google Play ones. I like the colors on it better. So we got
He did have very nice colors.
Yeah. So we got 2 Best Buy and 2 Google Play. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, on the back of the gift card, can you see a track option? There's a track option, and you need to scratch the Best Buy gift card.
No, that's not that. That's the Beyond gift card. The other blue one.
How much money did you spend?
I mean, the church needs some things, okay?
Oh, it's just Best Buy.
What's the answer?
Best Buy.
Yeah, it's on right now.
I don't even see this one.
Okay, so what do you guys see?
It says your files are encrypted.
Is this you, Jeff? Is this part of your thing? It says you have 278 seconds left to pay. Your files are going forever.
What is it? $1,500 to unlock the computer? Your files are now encrypted. You have 250 seconds to pay before they're gone forever.
Restart your computer.
Is this why you wanted the gift cards?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Oh my god. Okay, look at this Google Play gift card.
Yeah, but that's fine. Yeah. Jeff, we're on it. We're in it.
Mary, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Or now, send it, Jeff.
What you are doing?
Are we losing all of our files right now?
You restart your computer, you people making me mad, you know? What you are doing?
Submit.
Restart your computer.
Okay, it says success. Should we try the Google Play one? Let me try the Google.
Restart your computer, okay?
No, sir. I don't know if you can see that. That's what it says.
Can we do it around our screen?
Yeah, we have to take care of this.
You restart.
Hold on.
Are you listening?
No, we're not.
Are you listening? Restart your computer, okay?
You can see it. It's just a little more calm than I thought.
Is Jeff there?
Man, what did you change?
Jeff?
Why you are putting it and making many times to restart it? Why you do the part number there?
It's just we have 30 seconds before they're going to delete the
You
file.
are simply mad.
They're going to delete all the
You
files.
people are totally mad. No, you people are mad. Mad.
Open up
Simply mad.
HT. 4, 3.
We're not gonna make it, Mary.
I can't be getting 09.
Yeah.
Accident FA.
All right. Can't take it, Mary.
Oh God. AB.
Hold.
What? 989.
Yes, put it in. You take it, put it in.
2. A.
Wait, it's time. Oh my God, we did it. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Kid Boga did you, man. One of the greats. Kid Boga, one of the greats. You know what I need to do? Is a shower.
The traditional rubber mats, they don't really look very pretty.
But when I saw Tux mats on a friend's car, a little better coverage.
Just how precise they've been in there is the biggest thing. I've heard really good things about Tux Mat. I want to give you guys a try.
I can give it to you, but I think I just typed it up. Was that your thing? Was it?
Give me the gift card number. Give me the gift card number once again.
I don't understand what's happened. Did we give this to you already when it was going to delete our files? You didn't have to threaten to delete our files. It would have given you the card. You didn't have to do that.
Madam, give me the gift. Try to give me the gift.
2, 4, 7, 3.
Oh, the card number
That's not
will
a
be.
4. That's a 5. You got it wrong. That's a 5. Oh gosh, you got
Give me the card number.
8, 4, 4, 6. Oh, they're back up there. Oh, they're back. That's what she did in the picture. She did them so every time you get a 4, I come out with a 5.
You think? You think? Hello? Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm telling you what's up. I'm saying that you got the wrong gift card.
That's okay. That's right.
Mary, you go to the church?
Yes. Yes. I have to live in lake service. I have to play.
So when you go to our meeting,
Just use the thing about probably.
Mary, I will show you tomorrow what we're supposed to buy, okay? I will show you from the computer. Don't you need to worry, Mary, okay? I'm going to call you up for tomorrow.
Well, I don't worry. I hope I'm not sorry.
Today you have to leave your home to visit to the Best Buy store, and you have to purchase the Best Buy gift card of $500. Are you going to visit to the Best Buy or not? Give me a yes or no.
I don't understand why you're not. I don't understand why you're treating me like this.
Why are you crying?
This is my fault. You tried to give me some of the money already. You were really. You were right next to the store.
What do you think you were wrong each month?
Of course I'm trying to be smart.
I showed my goodness.
Why did you have a rating if they weren't supposed to use it? What is it that you want?
The Best Buy that brought you to buy. I just want you to buy another one. You want the right card? No. It's not limited to your okay? You have to purchase 2 tickets of Best Buy gift cards from Best Buy store. And each one goes to you $500, okay?
But I bought you a good card.
Yes, but see, let's get to the action of $1,000 fund because Best Buy has the limit, okay? I think that's $1,000 gift card, yeah. Instead of rushing to us paying $1,000 further, okay?
Oh, well, that's not going to be more for the book. Maybe we should write another way. Let's put, you know what, I don't know what. I've been in the church. I don't know. Let's get to all the more together and see if we can come up with different ways to do it.
You can get yourself, okay? And grab your plastic card like you said before, MasterCard or credit card, whatever you have, okay? Grab the whole card with you, okay? And come to the phone. I'm just holding the line. Just get dressed up yourself and come to the phone. With the card, okay?
No, just give me the card, please.
never paid a stop record back, sir. The blink on you?
Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3,
$500, right? Yes. And what is the need for $500?
It's called Google.
Is it Google?
Yeah, it's just Google.
Google gift card. Google Play gift card, right?
I guess, yeah, I don't really know what it was he was.
You are going to keep our money if you want to go. You can handle the phone. But make sure.
I'm not keeping your money. I'm not keeping your money.
You have to keep our money.
I'll go back and I will give them. I'll pay for all these. I'll forgive these cards and I'll put $50 on every single one of the cards, just like I was supposed to. Yeah, I'll make things right. That's the right thing to do. I'll buy $10 cards if I don't care. Pastor Stewart said that he would let me buy one of his $500 cards, and so I did.
Yeah. But you think me how gift card you got of $500?
I only have one, right? Well, two of them. Sorry, two. I have two of them that I got from Pastor Stewart.
You have two, right? You have two pieces of cards of Best Buy, right?
Well, I have 52 technically. 50 $10 cards and then two $500 cards.
And two $500 cards.
Should I just text you a picture from my granddaughter?
Yeah, you can send me the picture of the card from your granddaughter's number, okay? Yeah, the two one. That's the two of them, not of the 51. Okay?
Right. Well, Pastor, so do you remember Pastor Stewart? Do you remember Pastor Stewart?
You just tell me what I'm asking. Do you have two pieces of $500 gift card of Best Buy right now in your hand, right?
Yes, Pastor Stewart let me buy two of his $500 gift cards, and I only had to pay $400 each. I paid $800, but I have two $500 gift cards from Best Buy.
You got the card of blue color, right?
Jeff, did you read the message that I sent to you?
Yeah, I got your message right now, but you have to send me the backwards, okay?
Yeah, but Jeff, at the top left, what does it say on the card, just to make sure that you got the message?
It is showing to me $500. There's two $500. That's my gift card. I can see that.
Okay.
You can send the picture.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't it really nice that Pastor Stewart only made me pay $800 for $1,000 worth of gift cards? Isn't that really nice?
No, we're not talking about the $800. You just do one thing, Mary. You just do one thing. You just look at the back end of the
No,
card.
to be clear, what I'm saying is I only had to pay $800 to Pastor Stewart, and then he gave me these two cards. It only had it said 5 on it, but I wrote 00 afterwards because he said there was $500. So.
You wrote 0?
Yeah, Pastor Stewart wrote 00 because he said that there was $500 on each of the cards. These guys are so. So Pastor Stewart told me that there was actually 500 on each card.
Why did you do that, bro?
Pastor Stewart wrote down 00.
What are you doing with me? Are you playing with me?
Where's Jeff?
Are you playing with me? Are you playing with me?
No. Where's Jeff Rose?
Are you playing with me?
I don't know who this is. My pastor sold me these cards for $400 each. He said that even though it says 5, it's actually 500. He put on there, so he wrote little zeros next to it.
But you are not going to pay us nothing. You are playing with us. You pay 0 from your own side.
I didn't put a zero. My pastor did. My friend said that there was $500 on each card.
Are you trying to steal money from people?
Honey, if I wanted to play games with you, do you really think I would be on the phone right now? What fun is it to be on the phone for over 7 hours? That's not fun.
Then why you called me today, man? I haven't called you today. I haven't called you like the previous week. Then why you called today?
True, I missed you. Admittedly, it was a lot of fun to waste your time. I had a lot of fun wasting your time, so go ahead, call me back sometime if you want to waste more of your time. Otherwise, I'll just call you later, okay?
Because it's time to work again.
I'm sorry your stand didn't work out for you. Alright.
Yeah,
How many people have you actually scammed over the past couple of weeks? There is no way. There is no way that you. No. Can you sing My Home?
I don't know what's about it. So, I can send you flowers.
You can text me flowers?
Yeah.
Can you sing Poker Face?
Poker face, poker face.
Okay, well, so kind of a real weird ending there with Jeff, but I don't know exactly what I expected.
Je sors de la pratique, on s'en va surprendre ma tante. Livraison spéciale pour Manon. Raphaël. Pas pire, hein? Plus doux que le rasage de ton oncle. C'est pas de sa faute, c'est son rasoir. Il a besoin d'un gilet Labs.
Gilet Labs?
L'expérience ultime de gilet. Ça barre exfoliant anti-balle les poils coincés. Je peux les éliminer en un seul passage. En plus, ça réduit l'irritation. Nouveau rasoir pour mon oncle Claude. Gilet Labs, la perfection au masculin.
I put you on speakerphone. My grandsons, we're here with the laptop. Can you hear us?
Oh, yeah. Can you hear you? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I can hear you. So I'm just gonna help her out.
Yeah, I'm not that great with computers, but you know, he's always down there when you play World of Witchcraft or something.
First of all, we're going to do, alright, we just cancel the subscription without the renewal. Alright, and then after that, we'll just give you the refund on your screen, which is the from your end, okay? Next to that, DDRNT, the network tool, you can use the FNT. FNT. FN. Those are two keys. Next to that, FN are two keys.
Oh, do you know what those keys together?
Hang on, hold up.
If you just
here. Hold on, calm down, okay, I'll give you guys, okay? Just focus on your keyboard. The left hand side, very bottom corner, can you see there is a CTRL key, a control key? Yeah.
Yes.
And next to that control key, beside the control key, which key can you see?
Oh, it looks like a little bit like one of those rifles. You always have the little buffers.
The window. Oh, it's a full flat window key, right? Look, she doesn't. Look, we really need this reboot. You know, I want that guitar. I mean, this is actually the guitar we want.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, technically my money because you said you would get me this laptop, right? Or our laptop, right? But you get it, and I'm expecting you don't get a refund, and I feel like I should get this money. So you should really work with this gentleman here so I can get my money.
Okay,
calm down. So I want it a full flat window key. Okay. You do that you learn because I can't always be on these calls. I always have to do these calls with you. So you know.
Well, I'm looking to do something.
I work hard, by the way.
Work hard? Yeah. How come you don't work hard?
Yeah, we're not fighting. We're talking. But hey, I love you.
I love you too. Never since you were. Yeah, boy.
I'm just passionate, that's all. Anyways, you want to guess what key? Windows and what? Window. You need to press that window key and the next one key are like a rubber.
I remember when you were just thinking about it another time. Okay.
I'm changed, you know, I'm fine.
No, he's such a man. He's such a creepy. I remember when he used to look at me all the time.
It's a commercial. She's just emotional right now. E like apple. E like apple. It's A as an alpha. A. I just know what you said. I'm sorry. A like alpha. Okay. Like Mary. A little bit. You know, that's how this can each other out, right?
What?
Oh no, it's just Sky talk.
Okay. T-E-A.
M like mother.
What is alpha?
We like. It means, you know, you always tell everyone I'm like a girl. How's that?
I can see it.
Oh, alphas are fertile, you know, so it's like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't really want to talk about it. Honestly, I think it's like not my favorite thing to talk about with you, so.
Okay, look at that. I want to talk about it. You're always too busy with your friends.
I'm trying to get to work and then get my band off the ground, you know, and make connection, you know.
Just don't forget your board right now.
I'm always here.
Yeah, speaking of which, we're sorry, sir, I didn't want to.
Why are you wasting his time? You gotta relax. Like, this guy took taking time out of his day to give us money. And you're being mean. I think you should
I'm not being mean.
You are kind of being mean. You are kind of being mean right now. And
no, you just
you're really stingy with me. You know, like, I had to beg for this laptop.
How much money do you pay for that?
You know what? How much money you have in your bank account? I want to talk about that. Yeah, and you won't even share it with your favorite grandson. You won't even help his music career. And all this is a little money. Just drop in the bucket.
How many costs by you?
Huh? Well, that's investing in my career, by the way. But I can't survive just off of guitars.
Oh,
so this $300 would be really useful for this pedal I'm trying to buy.
Hey, let me ask you something about career. Hello, are you still on the phone?
Yes.
What is your name, man?
My name is Lars.
How many guitars did you have? Sorry, no.
It doesn't matter. So why are you wasting your time talking about this? What do we do to get the $300?
He said, just welcome to TV. How do you want to proceed?
Okay, whatever you want to do, just do it.
Okay, just welcome to TV. How do you want to proceed? Okay.
Chez vous, vous trouvez de bonheur, sauf s'il y a de mauvaises odeurs. Utilisez le diffuseur Febreze. Il alterne entre deux parfums complémentaires pour combattre les odeurs et offrir une fraîcheur jusqu'à 50 jours. Essayez un diffuseur pour 99 cents.
Chez Sekis, chaque ingrédient simple a son importance. Notre yogourt est fait avec 3 fois plus de lait pour 3 fois plus de protéines que le yogourt le plus vendu et fait avec de vrais fruits. Parce que chez Sekis, la simplicité est meilleure.
Invest like a champion with Hamilton Champions ETF CMVP and SMVP. Exposure to Canadian and U.S. dividend all-stars. Hamilton Champions ETFs. Zero management fee until January 2026.
Feels like we've been holding for a while now.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what they say, huh?
What did they say?
There's a comment on the boat.
Why do you say that? That's true.
So what are we waiting for right now? We just want to get our money back. I don't
Why are you stalling?
I don't want to give him my credit card.
What do you care? He's just, look, he's been with us on the phone for like an hour. Like, he's been helping us out. Why are you stalling now? I don't understand. Let me give me my money. Is that what this is?
Let me explain this. Let me explain this out, okay? That's why we tell me, hey, I have to put the PIN number, okay? We're not authorized to ask you your PIN number, okay? The most important thing is the PIN number. Whatever the form you have in your you need to fill up from yours, okay?
Okay.
That's it. Now,
I
you have to say,
don't pay anyone with my credit card. I always do my debit card for my debit. I don't believe in credit cards. It's like a scam,
We
basically.
need to have a conversation about that, by the way, because it's kind of like free money if you think about it.
Oh, of course.
we are not being asking, okay?
Hold on.
Take it back, okay? No, that's it. There's no difficulty, okay?
Okay, we'll fill this up.
Just do it, okay?
She's not really quick with computers. Like, I usually help out with computer stuff, but I feel like she should learn.
I
can't always, like, when my man's on tour, like, around the world, who's going to be typing her stuff? Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not always going to be here to, like, type in everything, so you need to practice as well, man.
Hey, let me ask you something, Mark. You like music? Good talk, Mark.
Do we have to look at me?
Lowest Hampshire address. Yep, 89 Greenfield, Hempstead Terrace Lane. Sorry.
Okay. Alright, we can all send you a check, alright, as you know very well. Okay, because a lot of coronavirus has been infected in the US. Okay, so we're not sending the check, we are just ready to go online.
You guys are really thoughtful. I gotta hand it to you guys. You guys are really thoughtful. Like, 'cause she's definitely an older lady, and you know. Well, I don't think so. You're I said older, and we don't want her to get sick, and it's definitely going around. It's pretty crazy. We have to wear masks several days.
And let me tell you, the money is deducted for doing online. So we need to send it to them online. That's the reason we're going to pull up all the form, okay? So we can, as soon as possible, refund you back.
I'm telling you, I don't have a credit card.
Seriously, you know, music makes the world go around. You should listen to more music, you know? Especially if you're having like server problems, you know, just get back, listen to some music, relax, smoke a little J. God, you might sneak in the bathroom. What? J. It's just a cigarette. It's just a cigarette.
I'm telling you that you never smoke what happens. You hear my voice. You don't know what I'm saying.
I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't do anything. Of course not. Never. And not in the basement or anything like that. Work on computers. I do work on computers anyways, huh? So I might as well be out, like, trying to tour the world, you know, experience life, live a moment.
I've been in a prayer position for years, just trying to see if I can catch fire. You know, it's been flatline this whole time.
That's really cool. You know, these things always get worse before they get better.
Okay, I guess
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I don't recognize anyone.
You don't recognize?
Oh, no, we were talking to each other. Sorry. She gets very distracted, Mark. That's why I'm here to help out. Yeah, I will give you that. It's been a little bit of time, and I really want to get my money because I need to get this guitar. I need to get this. Well, actually, there's 2 guitars I need to get. Because I want a 6 and a 7 string.
Wait, why? There's multiple strings.
Yeah, because the 7 strings are they're more heavier. So yeah.
Way more.
Well, no, that's not. Yeah, I mean, yes, they do, but also they're more. You know, like when the music has like the shouting guys, like you say, like the young guys, like it's good for that.
Oh, the angry music.
The angry music. Yeah, exactly.
The Satan music. Yes.
It's not Satan.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. No, it's not. They're singing
If
about
they have something nice to say, then why don't they use their inside voices? Huh?
I mean, that is a good point. But
nobody ever yelled in the Bible. There's no.
I'm sure that's not true. Yeah, first of all, and second of all, I just need a few guitars. I think that if I just diversify my sound a little bit, that's probably what's holding me back right now.
Do you have that?
I had a son and 2 daughters. And then now I'm taking care of my grandson and practically changing his diapers over here.
Hey,
what are you talking about? Your grandson is married.
Is he married? Oh, he's married.
I don't believe in marriage.
He thinks marriage is a made-up construct by the government to charge people more money.
They just want to take your money, they want to take your information, they want to box you in a little pen and give you a barcode, and I don't need to be a part of that, you know?
Yeah,
I'm about that free love.
I have no idea.
You know, when I meet a woman someday, we'll be about free love.
I keep telling you, if you got the choice with me on Sunday,
I don't know.
there are plenty of young girls you can talk to. If you
or, if the band makes it, then I'll have my pick of the litter. They'll be coming to me for a change. How about that?
Pick up the litter? What is that? What else? Oh, you can just like okay, I'll tell you a secret. Mark seems like a trustworthy guy, so I'll tell him as well. But like, here's a really simple way to get a good password that also super secure. All the top keys on your keyboard, right? It's nonsense. It's like words you up. You can just slide your finger across, and then you have like and nobody knows how to even say it, right? It's super secure. You never think of it in a million years. They'll transfer money between my accounts or something, and try to make it look like, see that $3,000? I sent that to you. Or you can temporarily edit a website's code, and he'll do that and be like, oh look, there's money in your account. I sent it to you. So maybe he's getting his boss. Maybe he might have seen the 500K in. So is this pretty unique? Like, or is this how it usually works, or is this a little different? Well, this guy's definitely going a little bit, a little slow, a little sleepy. We got the B team today. I apologize. He's a little sleepy. Good morning.
We did it! We won! Fructus takes you from shower prep to real life confidence.
Let's get started.
Put Fructus to the test by Garnier.
C'est hypnotisant. Quelle nettoie le dégât graisseux avec Dawn Platinum. Oui, sans... Bouche un coin-coin. Platinum enlève la trace que l'autre pourrait laisser. Il élimine 99% de la graisse. C'est pour ça qu'on se fait à Dawn pour sauver la faune sauvage.
HelloFresh, c'est bien plus que des recettes. C'est des moments avec des gens qui nous sont chers, des éclats de rire, c'est de la création et de la complicité. HelloFresh, c'est du bonheur qui se partage.
Nous sommes de retour. Et la première élimination, ça va être le chaos.
Je ne suis pas un trahir. Aucune logique.
On dirait que là, je viens de penser que toi, que tu me trahis.
T'es pas fidèle, t'es traître!
Oh, c'est ma conscience. On dirait qu'on dit que t'es pas.
Je vais être un méchant paquet de troubles. Je vais avoir du fun ici.
Lundi 20h, dès le 24 mars, sur Nouveau et sur Crave.
So what we have to do in Mappa, right, as you know very well, that we cannot give the money to the paper. We can do it for you. We can send you the money into an electronic tracker voucher. Do you know what is an electronic tracker voucher?
Okay, you're not able to send the money on my bank? Do you want to maybe try again? Like, give it more in like 2 seconds?
No, I will tell you because the money is going to turn back, so we cannot send you again if you have to transfer online, okay, because the money is going to turn back. So what we're going to do,
Okay, this is
we will take it by
he
online.
doesn't know what to do.
Like in here, yeah, like in here, okay. So what we do now, we need to just take that. We will take the money as electronic tracker voucher. Like how to be
Let's go.
Going. Play card. Okay, first of all, what you need to do is like you need to post it to Google Play Cards, okay? Okay. An electronic tracker voucher. So once you post it to Google Play Cards, okay, what I do, I just put your money extra $300 on that Google Play Cards, okay?
So if he doesn't want to do it, maybe he's not sure how. That could be why he's been selling this whole time. Usually, like every single time I've done this, they've transferred it to someone else. So he probably doesn't really know the whole scam, except, oh, I can get cards. So he's like, just call the worst scammer of all time. Maybe.
We just put your extra $300 out, okay? Once the bill comes, you purchase from your store, okay? Show them how it is yours. Okay? Show them how it is yours, okay? What are you going to do? Yeah, I will tell you. Okay, I will tell you the name of the okay?
Just say,
I want to tell you, like, what you go
I could do it. I have this case like I came up. You're asking about sampling more.
Take your platform because you guys know time. So this time is very hard time because you know the lots of coronavirus is running outside, okay? So don't take your platform, okay? But it's very old, okay? You have to go to this, okay?
I mean,
you have to not go outside, you know very well, okay? The outside from the outside is the coronavirus running, okay? So you cannot go, okay?
Okay, so what do we do?
So just take it, I will just name it, okay? So you
Let me ask you something, because I have a Google Play card. I have like my own Google Play card. Can we put money on that?
How much money do you have? A new Google Play card. Okay,
I got $500 on my Google Play card, so like, can we use that?
You have a Google Play card of $500 right now?
Yeah, well, it was a gift, but yeah, I have $500 on a Google Play card right now. Like, can we actually put money on that?
So there's a balance available on that Google Play card $500 right now.
Yeah, there is. But you could add to it, right? You could put money on there. You put more money on there?
I would add it. Yeah, I would add to it. So you have a balance available on there. You can Google Play card $500.
I have $500. I mean, I'm saving up for a guitar.
You're gonna buy a guitar from Google? Okay.
I mean, you can use them anywhere, I think.
They're like credit cards.
That's good as money. This is like credit. It's not Google credit card.
Okay, so you go after Amazon Google Play card.
Okay.
And then we give, how does it work? How do we give it?
You should have told us we could do this for me. They say all the time.
That's true. I don't know. What's I'm trying to do? Mark, don't sound so excited. Back away from your phone a little bit. You're getting very loud. Okay.
Hold on. Back.
No, we have to try to save money. Okay. So you can go to Google Play card. Do you right now? Yeah, he'll go. We can go.
Yeah, I can get it.
It's probably already. What do you think of my grandson? Seems like a good kid, huh? Yeah, he's a good kid. Yeah. What can I say to him? What can I say to him? What? He's a free-minded, all right? Oh, yeah, free-minded.
I thought you said streamer for a second.
Yeah, well, what can I say to him to help him be more responsible, you know, get his act together? Like, get married, stop being in a band, do something productive in his life. You know, be a little bit more free. No, he's going to get married because if he is not get married, all right. So might be in future. Right now you are helping him, you are treat them, okay. But if he has a wife, he's going to be cool for her, all right.
Oh, he doesn't know you're going to
So he knows that, right? Yeah, he's not going to be married because if he's going to be married, okay. If he's going to be married, all right. He has a little kid, okay. And you can also, yeah, that's the thing.
Are you okay if I play like some random periphery song through my phone and this shit, man, it sounds so good.
But he's very good, all right. Like what do you? Like talk with him, all right.
Okay, yeah, he's downstairs. He's in a band though, right? Let me play a song. Let me play a song for you. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me what you think. Can you hear that? Hold on.
Yes.
Let me play. Hold on. Let me play it on my. Let me play a little bit differently. I'm trying to play it on my. I'm trying to play it on my iPad. But let me play. I'll bring it closer to you. Do you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's disgusting. I mean, what even is this music?
He's not panic. He's not getting the time.
Can you hear this?
Hello.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I get it now.
It's getting hard.
Okay, so wait your question.
Champ de pratique, on s'en va surprendre ma tante. Livraison spéciale pour Manon. Raphaël! Pas pire, hein? Plus doux que le rasage de ton oncle. C'est pas de sa faute, c'est son rasoir. Il a besoin d'un gilet Labs.
Gilet Labs?
L'expérience ultime de gilet. Sa barre exfoliante libère les poils coincés. Je peux les éliminer en un seul passage. En plus, ça réduit l'irritation. Nouveau rasoir pour mon oncle Claude. Gilet Labs, la perfection au masculin.
Des gars monstres? Essuyez-le avec Bounty. Le temps presse pour économiser sur un forfait 5G de public mobile.
So what you're going to do is try checking with the coin, all right? Now, what you try checking, you will see there's a card number over there, okay? So just click your card, okay? Once you click your card, you can see over there, there's a bracket over here, you need to crack it very gently. Once you crack it, you will see there's a card number over there.
So it says to use, you have to go to play.google.com. It's like a website. Yeah, I think it's a website. Like, it's PLAY.GOOG, like Google. The play, Google.
Okay, so you can use the card.
I'm just trying to do whatever my grandson is telling me to do.
Yeah, we're figuring out how to use the card, so we're gonna use the card. That way we can open it up.
Yeah, it said on the back of the card, it said something about play.google. Now, Mark, when we give you the number of the card, there's a number on it. Is that how you put more money on it?
Yeah, that's right. Once you just crack that card, okay, you'll see this number on the card. Okay, this is the number. So what after that, you just put that in that, okay?
Okay.
Sounds easy enough.
And now I want to get the money from it.
And you just, you go to the website?
Yes, I'm there. You can see it.
Okay, yeah.
Where do I type in the code? Oh, here.
You're going to type in code, all right? You just transfer the code to your own resident.
Yeah.
On that card.
We can cash for it.
Okay, so you need the code?
Yeah, just tell me the card number, okay?
Okay, let me go ahead. One second. I'm just gonna type, we'll just type it in for you, then we have the...
Okay, yeah, type it in over there.
Okay.
Do you mind? I'm trying to do this. I might have to start again. Maybe I don't know where I left off. X is in xylophone, clearly. 209460 as in O Rangers.
Oh.
Okay, now we got.
That's 7, 3. Mark, are you on the computer right now, honey?
Okay, I'm looking. Okay, just wait. Okay.
See, he
I'm
typed
on the computer right now, okay?
Honey, he typed it. You see that?
Oh, you typed it.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's the money,
Oh, just click on that. You get your money.
You want to redeem me?
Hold on.
So this is what I do.
Not touch the computer.
Yeah, it says continue.
Don't touch the computer now.
I got this. Oh, we got money.
Wait, it only says 500 rolls.
Wait, I thought we were supposed to have. Wait, what's going on?
Wait a second.
What are you doing? Why are you acting like that?
Your instructions here.
It says $500 and it's balance. I thought you were going to make it $800.
I also told you to not add this balance. If you don't,
What? You said you were going to add 300 to our balance.
yeah, you can add the balance, but you have to avail the 500 balance on that card.
Yeah, it is.
If you don't balance to the zero, we cannot add the extra balance over there, okay?
So, let me do this for you.
Okay,
I feel like we did it right.
Yeah, it says right there, we added $500.
It says we added to the balance, just like you said.
So when do we give up $300?
Mark?
Mark, you lost $300. You still do this, Mark. You gave me the number. You gave me the code. We redeemed it, but we're missing $300. We're missing
Mark, I'm going to be honest, you are being a little bit of a silly goose right now because we did exactly what you said. And it even says we have 500 added to the balance. And you have my card number. Why do we have the $300? Okay, I'll just get another card.
you want to go to the online,
Here, I'll come and do this. I know what's going on. I understand.
Okay? I know, listen, I'm not working with Mark. I'm working with you. She doesn't understand, all right? But I don't think computers are doing. We know what we're doing right now. So I'm gonna give you the Google Play card, and then you can give me $300. Yeah. He's in a card. Look, it'll just take a second. Mark, wait, cool it. It'll just take a second, and we'll have the card, and then you can give me the $300. Okay.
Mark, I gotta be honest with you. My grandson, you gotta listen to him. He's having a soccer and genius right now.
I understand exactly what's going on. I'm gonna fix this. I'll make sure you Mark. I got this. Yeah, no, this is why you should let me handle your computer stuff. I know computers. I know computers really well. Hello? Well, if we shut the internet off, then we lose everything we do. I'm not trying to see that computer. I'm sorry.
What is it like to be talking about?
I'm just, while you guys are figuring this out, I'm just browsing. Just checking out.
Okay, Mark, tell us what we have to do.
Ooh.
You like your strats? You like your guitars? Yeah, it's like rock and roll, right?
Oh, yeah,
Now, hey, we're finally getting Mark in again. Come on, Mark, let's all get this. Well, what kind of card do you have?
if you get other Google cards,
Do you have any other Google Play card? Yeah.
we told you, do you not have money in a bank account? Do you just have a card?
Bank account? That's why would I have a bank account? Just so that the government can steal my money. They put it on the cards. You keep it out of the system. There's no paper trail. Yeah. Well, you know, while you're busy paying your taxes, I'm out here living life, keeping all of my dollars. All right. So yeah, who's really not?
How much money do you have?
Don't worry about it, man. That's not really the issue here. The money I don't have, which is these $300 I have over, that's what I'm more worried about. So, Mark, if I have another Google Play card that's not that one, if I have balance on that card, is it okay? Does it need to have balance for it to work for you?
Don't wait, let's keep going. Welcome to the show, continuing on Saturday more today. Today is the 14th of March 2025. We passed the blood moon yesterday, which was popped up phenomenal. Now what we're gonna do is it is 6:44. 6:40. Oh. It is 6:48 right now, and the plan is to wait another 30 minutes. We're going to go out for a walk. We're going to start taking daily walks in the morning. Just have what we're doing, what's going on. And that's pretty much it. So we'll do that. We're going to be filming after that. My day started really late. My day started at 12 p.m. So yeah, really late. But hey, what can I do? What can I say? Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. See you in like 2 minutes for filming the sunset, sunrise. It's not tired, but gotta do something in my life.
I love you. Yeah, just reach out to that.
Hey, Mark. Oh, absolutely.
Well, hi, Mark.
Don't worry, I got this. I'm handling this, alright?
Hold on.
Playing and like everything's out, right? And like maybe you want to like release something, and it turns out like they're actually like famous, and like you start talking about like Mark over here, he loves Mark, one second. Let her go. Mark, I'm getting you. If you pipe down for 1 second, Mark, I'm trying to tell Amanda something. Because she's been like, oh, because I'm like, 43 in the basement, like it's a big deal. But guess what? I'm also in the every day for hours. Why are you yelling, Mark?
My grandson, he's handling more.
Got 30 minutes.
There's only a couple more left at this point.
Then we're almost there. And this is good because like I actually have to leave soon. I have to start my band practice. So working on a new song. I think you'd like it, Mark. If you like that Bloody Eagle, you probably like it. Mark's a big fan, so.
Mark, is this the one that's gonna have $300 on it, the last one?
Mark, which one has $300?
Oh, they don't make it. Did he have balance?
Yeah, did you have balance? You have balance? You rambling on top of them was like, it's like you've done this 100 times. That's exactly what you're gonna do.
Look at Boga.
On a gagné! Brutus t'accompagne de la douche. À la vraie vie, en confiance.
Bonjour tout le monde.
Mais fructueux au défi. Par Garnier.
shit. No, yeah.
Derrière chaque rebord olympique se cache une vache nourrie à l'herbe. Un
Nuh-uh.
magique, quand un trop petit soin fait le plus grand bien.
What's up?
Your aura is limitless, blocking distractions brilliantly from interrupting your flow. Introducing the Lenovo Aura Edition AI PC.
Repensez votre chemin à chaque nouveau chapitre. Présentez-vous sous un nouveau jour. Découvrez votre puissance. Réinventez votre rendement et faites des courts voyages. Voici la nouvelle série hybride 2025. Le tout dernier chapitre de l'évolution de Honda. La rencontre entre puissance et efficacité. Fabriqué au Canada, plus plaisante à conduire et prête à repenser votre prochain chapitre. La nouvelle Civic hybride 2025. Repensez votre chemin.
Okay, so what do we do? There's one more card. There's one more card. Yeah, there's one more card.
Good bit of liquor. A hard bit of liquor.
It's very possible. Let me show you. Look, if I just put the number in.
Mark, here, try adding the money to it.
Yeah, add it to this one.
See this card?
Mark.
Anything on the back because you use all the cards. Okay, if you release the card, okay, if you use the card account, you have the balance. You're going to use the card. Okay, if you use the card account, you need extra balance on that card. You're going to use the card. You can just like it right now you use already all those cards. I cannot give you the balance on that card. Okay. Why?
This card, by the way, I think the envelope it came out says it's $1,000. So there's actually $1,000 on this card.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
And this time you have $1,000.
Yeah, I have $1,000 on. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. Yes. Well, I'd like to have $1,300. So
Is there any way you can make it $1,300?
Yeah, it's on this one.
Can you make that?
You make that $1,300.
Well, just try it.
He's busy anyway, so we might as well just do it.
Whoa.
All right, Mark.
Oh, I guess it only was $100.
No, it only was 100.
You gotta give me something.
Hey, that's all I do.
Okay, well, that's a bummer. So none of those cards, you didn't put the $300 in a single one of those cards, Mark. My brain scientist. I'm on the phone.
Mark, again, help us get this money over now. I gotta remember this. I don't know what time
Mark, we gotta
Look, people get the best.
I've ever seen him do in his whole entire life, and I am once again asking you for your support in getting him that $300 you need. Could you do that for me? Hold on.
Basically, huh?
It's that envelope that says $1,000 on it. That's what it says. Here, let me see. G, 2, H, F, Y, 7, 5, G, D, R. Okay, 9, 7.
All right. What is that?
This last card was $1,000. Are you okay if we try to use that?
The card with $1,000.
Yeah, it was right there.
Oh, let me see.
So, this is supposed to have $1,300 on it? Is that how it works?
Hey, Mark, still there?
Oh, it's Mark.
Hello?
Oh, I typed it wrong.
We're trying to get $1,300 on this card. It's got 1,000 on it right now.
It's not big as an 8.
No.
You just click redeem.
You can use the card. Okay, you don't have to use redeem the card. If you want to redeem the card.
Oh, you got 1,000, but wait, it's
$1,300. I don't understand.
Mark, your stuff's not working, man. You look at all that stuff, and it's all those 2 games, and it's like, it's not fixing the money on the card. It's our now. Practice. I appreciate everything you're doing, but you don't know how to make this work. We need to get $300. We can figure this out another day. It's on your server or whatever.
It's been 3 hours. It's 3 hours. I'll tell you what. I'll just pay my grandson $300. Let me call us again. You need to call us. We'll need help. I can't answer my right now. 3 hours is a lot of time to invest in something like this. It's a lot of time.
That is a lot of time. It's like $100 an hour, which is probably what I've been making, like, as a professional musician, at least $300 an hour. I think.
No, thank you.
Yeah, you can just give me the cash and
I'm
like.
just gonna give my grandson $300 and I don't want you to
Yeah, I just want to pedal anyway, so.
Don't call me. Don't call me and my son ever again. You understand?
That's not fun. I feel like that's a good enough to just close it out there and then you got you like I held that one in.
Bravo. شيء الحمد لله. Bravo. No. That was the wrong one. The next one was a bit fire. That I'm like. That's the old one. Oh. Yes, of course, madam. My apologies. See, it's going fast. That's 2 gigs out. I know what to do. Okay. Well. Your latest fashion? Escape the Fate? The Fate? Dying is your latest fashion? Ooh, I love that Dying is the latest fashion. Personally, inviting me to the funeral? Is there snacks? Oh, I get it. Oh, I get it. If Necro where is the trust? Where's the trust? Nope. What? Tired. Fortnite. Whoa.
If you're someone that suffers from having sensitive teeth, but you want them whiter, I recommend Sensodyne Clinical White.
Thank you.
Alors moi, ce que j'aime le plus à propos de la marque, c'est vraiment en fait c'est un tout. C'est que ce soit la structure, les résidents, le personnel. En fait, c'est vraiment tout ça qui fait que la marque c'est un endroit qui est très agréable à vivre.
As an international student, it can be quite difficult sometimes.
Didn't mean to cut you off, my dude. Just cutting off the ad. Blah blah blah. What?
Every 5 fingers are the same because we each have different fingerprints, but at the same time, they actually are the same because everyone has 5 fingers. Therefore, everybody should treat each other the same. Because
I think you are a millionaire, right? You are the great. It's a motivational story. You are a motivational story.
Are all motivational speakers billionaires?
Yes, of course, man. You're talking to me like a millionaire. That's what I'm telling you. You're talking to me, man.
Okay, sorry.
I'm just providing you his number.
Okay, I received a call from a guy named Paul from the refund department. He was speaking to him there. Do you work with Paul?
I'm not Paul, and he's our junior technician, right?
Oh, sorry, leave the chat. What's the call?
Now I have to chat for a fab before we leave.
Yeah, this guy's helping me with my McAfee. What? Okay, this is amazing. Richard, just call me another time. I'm getting a refund from McAfee. Okay, I just realized you guys don't work together. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I hung up on the other guy. My bad. Okay, he was talking to me earlier. I think he's from Microsoft. So, I'm sorry about that. I don't know. I see a mouse moving that says they hung up.
Just simply log in your account and then let me know. Okay. Have you logged in?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Hold on. Don't do anything. I think someone is trying to use your computer. Someone is trying to misuse your computer. So don't do anything. Just hold on, please.
Okay.
Okay. Don't touch your mouse. Don't touch your keyboard. Like someone is trying to misuse your computer. Let me handle the things. Okay.
Okay.
So we got Brad talking about the other. So we can mess around with that later.
Okay, do you need to just call me tomorrow then?
No, it's not. I'm not calling you tomorrow. It will take 5 minutes to send you the reason wrong. But right now, there's some hackers. They are trying to misuse your computer. So that is the reason we are breaking into
Why would they misusing it?
Maybe like they are trying to take out, they are trying to hack your computer for deleting purpose, or they are trying to misuse your personal information for deleting purpose.
I don't work with any hackers.
I know that you will not work with any hackers, but the hackers, they are trying to misuse your personal money. They are trying to take out your money. They are trying to scam you. So just check it, like how much you are supposed to receive.
You can immediately place the mouse cursor and lock my mouse right above the savings account where you would see that you actually transfer money in between my account. And that's a tactic.
Oh my gosh. Why is there 11,000?
Okay, you have to click 133 that account.
What's going on? Why is there extra money in my account?
I will let you know, but you have to check it out how much you are getting extra, and then let me know. How much you are getting extra? It's a $3.99?
Oh my gosh.
How much you are getting?
$3,999. That doesn't even make any sense.
All right. Actually, madam, you are supposed to pay $99, but I did a mistake. Right? Oh, no. In your account, it's $3,999. So please, madam, help me out.
I'm sure there's much money, but $3,999. You were supposed to serve me $399.
Yeah, but madam, the mistake which happened from my side, okay? That you are supposed to pay $399, but the money which is paid into your account.
Robert, you sound absolutely devastated.
I'm so sorry for that, madam, because I did a mistake, and you are the only one person who has this situation. Right? So the rest of the amount, which is $3,600, that you are getting extra. And
I feel so bad for you. You sound just terrible.
I'm so sorry.
I feel so bad.
$3,600 that you are extra from our account. So what you have to do, madam, you can keep your $399 and the rest of the $3,600, please send me back to our account. That's it. This is a simple thing.
What?
Right. And I will let you know how you will send me back the $3,600. First of all, you can simply log out from your account. Just log out.
What did you say?
Log out from your account. Now I will tell you. And then please listen to me carefully, okay? It's $399. The total amount, I'm telling you the total amount is $399 that you are supposed to get out from your account. Right? But madam, I did a mistake and I tried this extra $9 from my system and it was credited into your account, the $3,999. So madam,
You kind of messed that up, didn't you?
yeah, exactly, madam. It's all gonna mess up. So, madam, and you are, and I believe that, madam, you are a very good person, you are a very good lady, you are going to help me out for this situation.
Yes, you will. So good.
Yeah, please, madam, because you are the only one person who is going to help me out of this situation, and if you can't even help me out of this situation, then I lose my job. And if I lose my job, I lose my family as well, because my whole family is dependent on me, right? So, the thing is, you are $3,999.
It's just like reading a piece of paper. And then you can tell that if you don't help me, I'm going to lose my job and my family, and no one will love me ever again. And I'm okay with that, though.
No matter what I try, my cold sores just won't go away.
Truth is, you can beat cold sores with an antiviral. Abreva blocks the cold sore virus from spreading so you can get back to being you faster. Be kinder to yourself and tougher on your cold sores.
In Siggy's yogurt, every simple ingredient has a purpose.
I care about what?
3 times more protein than vanilla yogurt, and low in sugar. Because at Siggy's, simple is better.
From the law.
Now, set your alarm and grab your friends.
You work.
Novocaine is an unexpected thrill ride and an absolute blast.
Don't play with me. I'm not trying to play with you, sir.
Novocaine.
It's like, just reading nonsense. And he doesn't even believe it himself.
I'm just looking at the numbers of my bank, so you call them. Let me do this for you. So one of the things that you are able to do, I don't know if you're familiar with any modern like banking institutions or anything.
Have you tried the I got leprosy? Excuse?
Don't you dare speak to me like that, young man.
Okay, I'm sorry for that.
Don't you dare.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I am begging for you. You don't know what?
What are you begging for?
I'm begging for the rest of the money which you are getting.
My forgiveness, maybe.
Yes, please. Please, you have to forgive me, and you have to please help me out.
How dare you speak to me like that?
I'm sorry for that. Because it was happened from my end, so I'm just gonna mad actually because my manager told me that if
I can't believe you.
Like you, if you are not going to help me out for this situation, then so he will be kicking me out for this job.
Oh,
For this job.
well, it's your fault.
Yes, ma'am, it is my fault. I can understand, but madam, that there is no options, right? And the amount which you are getting from is gonna suspend it, so we can't take that. We can't take out the money back to that same account. So what you have to do, madam, there is an option. I can find where you can send the money. Do you know, madam, any Walmart or any Target store which is nearest your house?
You know what, you should lose your job.
Please, madam, don't do like this. I'm very good. Please help me out.
I mean, you made a terrible mistake, and then you're cursing and you're saying things that no one should have said. You're saying terrible things.
I'm so sorry for that. I believe that you forgive me. Please forgive me. You are like my mom. Please, mom, help me out for this situation.
Listen, I don't know your mama. I'm not like your mama. You don't know anything. You're just a rude boy.
Just a rude boy.
Let me call the bank and see if they can do this for me. Let's do it.
If you call, hold on. If you call your bank, they won't help you out of this situation because you are getting your money from a business company as a business purpose. And if your bank knows this thing, so they will be charging you extra money from your account. There is the only one way where you can send me the refund amount. Okay? The rest of the money, the $3,600, there is the only one way. Okay? So the way is the Walmart. Do you know the Walmart store?
Walmart is the way.
Or do you know the Target store?
Wow.
I'm sorry, right now it's very hard to... I'm just gonna keep going with this, but right now it's very hard for me. It feels like this is very bad. It's like, she's a terrible actor,
none of the things he's saying makes any sense. And he's just trying to move forward with the script and hope that about gift cards, but it's like very, very bad.
Okay, you're saying call them on my debit card. Okay. You don't need to first, you can listen to my money. So I'm gonna call, I'll just call right now. You're not gonna explain it. You're not gonna explain it. It's gonna be easy. Alright, hold on, let me get a number. It's almost, it sounds like you've done this before. It's weird. They're very good at this. I appreciate how good you are at this. It makes it easy. Okay, so here's a number on the back of my debit card. I'm gonna go ahead and call. One second, hold on, I'm gonna call. Hello, welcome to National Community Mutual. How can I help you? Oh, hi, dear. Yeah, I'm having a problem with my account. Okay, need your account information pulled up here. Just a second. How's your day going, by the way? How's your day going now? It's going great. I actually have, anyway, on the phone with me. You can probably explain the problem better. Oh, I can't actually hear anyone if someone else is on the phone. Hello? 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 Yeah, I can hear you. Hi, what is your name? Is it your grandson? Oh, yeah, my grandson. What? I just like my grandson, and he wants me to send the money, which is 3,600 from my account, so can you please help me out to, can you please help her to send the money, 3,600? Oh, okay, so she's trying to send you some money for college or whatever. Oh, no, he accidentally sent, it was kind of, it's hard to explain, so he was trying to send me some money, and he made it error. Oh, okay, so did he like work the right one or something? That's so cute. I can just stop you right there. Before I continue much further, I do, per our company standards and protocols, have to get some verification to make sure that I can talk to you about any personal or business related transaction. Is that alright? Okay, so you want me to get Yeah, what is your name? I don't know if you can Robert.
Conquer your tough pain with Liquid Fast Relief. At the Liquid Gels, get Liquid Fast Relief.
Soumission déménageur Rolsey à un seul formulaire en ligne. En 2 minutes, on compare jusqu'à 5 soumissions de déménageurs.
Depuis le 1er mars, 1,5 milliard de bouteilles de plastique sont consignées. Eau et eau pétillante, lait et jus, et spiritueux en plastique. Rapportez-les.
Fuck.
Les gens semblent un peu agressifs dans le coin.
En mode action arrêtante.
J'ai fait 2 fois ma taille.
Le seul gars que j'ai vu faire 2 fois ta taille, c'est au Mont Rushmore.
On a le temps et l'ambiance.
Whoa.
C'est sur point.
Okay, now, well, I've asked you a couple security questions to make sure that I have the right color on the phone. I do need to read to you just a couple brief things before we get started. I want you to know that everything that you can and could be holding against the court of law, whether the authority remain silent if you choose to do so. Also, I want you to know that you are able to, at any point in time, have the working these rights to you. I want you to know that it is unanimous in the course of these events that any judges that are appointed into their office, there will be paid salaries, there will be their taxes, with no representation without taxation, and everything that we say on the phone may or may not be recorded for quality and or training and or assurance reasons. Is that acceptable with you? What? Yeah, I know. It's just like a lot of legal blah, blah, blah. Do you need to repeat that? No, I can see that 8 years old, so she didn't. Oh, that's so cute. Well, let me try to explain it. Let me just try to explain it to you, okay, now? Okay. Alright, so the biggest thing that you probably, some people are concerned about is the one about the taxation without representation. Is that something that you need more clarification on? Richard, what is he talking about here? It's just standard policy. It's standard policy here, so. So, first of all, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to explain it to my dad one day, and I will talk to you, and I will call you. Alright, well, let me, if I get your approval, I can pull up your account, if that's okay with you. Yeah, I approve. No, you can wait. I think we're talking over each other. No, the thing is, I need to talk to my grandma, and then I will be calling you. Oh, that's so cute. That's fine. I can put you on hold, or whatever, if you have a conversation. No, that's fine. No, I just want to get this over with, okay? I've been on the phone for almost 2 hours. I'm actually pulling your account for about 5 minutes, so I'm sorry to frustrate you.
And we're back. Sorry about this. I made a mistake. Made a mistake. And now I have to pay the price. We have a beautiful sunrise. What we're gonna do is gonna do that yesterday. We're gonna go and film it.
I am not crazy. You're the crazy one. You said it's $3,999 instead of $399. Do you understand what's going on? Okay, so I think part of the problem could just be like maybe like a general communication thing. Actually, I'm trained in like just a general communicative
Don't blink, it's blink. Welcome to our show. So you guys can blink well, so I start having a wonderful day. Today is the 14th, we had a really cool day. What I'm going to do is, we got a sunrise, so I'm going to be showing you the sunrise view. Happy, lovely movie yesterday. We're able to film, not really well, because I had to hold the phone for like 40 minutes was hard. Met some cool people, really cool people. So now what I'm going to do is, there's the sunrise, I'm going to be filming it, I'm going to go take a walk. So you'll have double filming. And that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for being here. You're going to have the tower, you're going to have and the sunrise. I'm going to see you in about, I want to say 25 minutes or 30 minutes. I don't know because it's never the same. Anyway, I love you.
Okay, how are you? You're her grandson?
He's working for the computer, and he sent way too much money to me.
Okay.
And now I'm trying to send him what I owe back. Do you understand?
Okay. So do you, I guess now I just need to know, do you authorize a transfer of $9,600?
No, it's $30,000.
Oh, okay, here's something wrong.
It's a 3600.
Okay, but before he said 9,600.
What? Yes, sir, 3600. Yes, Grandma. Yes, you authorize that. No, I don't. And I really didn't have a transfer that down.
So you want to transfer all units, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I said all the units, putting everything together, and we're done. He's going to be transferring, well, you are going to be transferring $9,600 to Thailand, and I just have your verbal transfer now.
Hey, listen.
I need you to
Talk to me, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, I got lucky with these.
I think we're going to transfer
And over a few of those.
How can I help you?
Okay, Mitch, we just need to transfer the money.
Okay, I'll slow me down right there, man. Who am I speaking with?
This is Candace.
Okay, I see this is escalating to the managerial team. Is there sort of a stress in the call?
Yes, no, I don't know.
Okay,
I would like to speak with Mr. Rich.
No, this is Mitchell.
Mitchell, okay.
Yeah.
He's going to transfer the money, $3,600 to me, and I just give all the information of my pilot account to one of your entity with Miss Jenny, right? So just simply ask her that she will take the entity, and simply ask my grandma, she will tell you the amount, and you can please take the money. I can hold the line.
Okay, so I did listen to the recording very briefly, and I do ask you, why did you tell Miss Jen $9,600 multiple times?
What? Actually, I just tell her it's wrong. I'm sorry for that. It's a 3600 and what I owe.
Okay.
Hello. Who's this? Richard, I'm sorry that I'm going to connect. Yeah, Richard, hang up. Okay. So, why did you tell her $9,600? Oh, it's you. You have always known that I was like, you know what, you're your job, you know that. You were supposed to transfer me $200, and it's our worth $199, and you messed up. You made a mistake. Now you understand that. You make a mistake once, shame on me. You make a mistake twice, shame on me. Shame on me again. And you know it takes two to take.
Am I to the drawing? Yeah, I'm back to the drawing board.
$9,600. You made another mistake? No. I didn't tell her $96,000. I just gave her the fake, and you just said you started recording, and it said that you told her $9,600. No. It's a 3600.
Hey? Call me. Well, blood will guarantee you.
That's not accurate. You are basically right. You are not for this situation. I trust you. Please let me know for this situation. And the only amount that you are checking is your trust me. You tell him that Richard is my grandson. But you're not my grandson. Your grandson. You're not my grandson. I understand. But I'm my grandson. You're not my grandson. Let me ask you. Let me find out if you're like my grandson. Do you spend most of your time in a soggy, moist, mildew-infested basement? And instead of playing it, you just bring more food down there to play your
Josie Bella. Josie's on first rodeo.
It's been a hell of a time, a little bit of time driving and just talking to Aunt, we'll make him shake his boots a little bit. Maybe I'll make him talk to the manager, maybe I'll make him just do some things. And one way or another, we're going to get some gift cards and redeem those cards on the computer, or at least make him look like redeem those cards. And now he's going to get quite angry, of course, because he thinks that he deserves his $3,600. It's going to be mean man that he is. So we're going to just waste some more time, have some fun, and well, at the end, redeem all those cards and we'll ruin his day. We'll say that.
10 to 12 minutes, like 10 to 12 minutes, it will be taken to go to your bank account. Well, that's why I'm saying 10 to 12 minutes over and over again. Because it's going to take 10 to 12 minutes to go to Walmart. Okay. No, I'm talking about your bank. Why don't I go to my bank? Hello? Yes, ma'am. Do you hear me? Yeah, who's this? Ma'am, Paul this side. We go with my middleman. Oh, Paul, how are you?
On soit des conseils comme essaie l'hypnose ou arrête un seul coup.
Okay. So now we're gonna go on a walk.